What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Elite Encounters and our complete playthrough of Paizo's Bloodlord's Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I'd like to give a very special welcome back to the Elite. It's all the audience members out there watching the stream, whether you're on Twitch and following us on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube and subscribing to us there. Don't forget, if you are on YouTube right now, we are simulcasting in 4K, and someone has their phone on. We have a device echoing the stream. Thanks. We're live, everybody. Live on Twitch and simulcasting live on YouTube in 4K. So whether you're on Twitch, be sure to hit that follow button, or if you're over there on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Both of those are free to you, but help us immensely to get this content out to more and more and more people, which is ultimately our goal. I'd also like to point out tonight that as we pan out to the cast, You may notice that one of our cast members is missing tonight. Michael will not be here tonight playing Lysander. I will have the an unfortunate duty of jumping behind that behind the wheel for Lysander. I'm going to do my best. I'll probably will not be able to play him nearly as weird or as cool as Mike does, but Mike is currently a little under the weather, and we'd like to give a very special get well to him from the cast and crew here. So Mike, if you're out there watching, please take care of yourself and get better so you can be back here next week, and I can put a hurting on you. So now let's give out skull bones. So let's talk about our skull bones, which of course I didn't look back here. It's been a lot going on today, but we've got it figured out. Okay, so our skull bones are token system for hero points. So 2nd edition has a hero point system to allow players to re-roll a d20 that they don't like necessarily. It can force them to have the GM re-roll, or it can make a heroic recovery. You can spend all the skull bones you have earned up to that point in the episode to avoid death and come back from the brink, which has certainly happened a number of times on the show here. So I'll pass these out.
Thank you so much.
Go.
Yes, we certainly have needed them regularly.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy.
Quite regularly.
I am going to give an honorary skull bone to Lysander over there, so you guys will have to keep me honest in turning those in when you think he's going to want to use it. And then that question came up with skull bones because we had an issue last time where somebody used their skull bones to cash in to avoid death from a critical card. And it caused us to kind of look at some of the rules for hero points and the heroic recovery. So that's going to bring us to tonight's actually, where we can discuss the use of hero points to make a heroic recovery. Because by the rules, making a heroic recovery, you can use your hero points at the start of your turn when your dying value would increase. Now, that means is if you're slowly dying and bleeding out, you can make a heroic recovery from that and basically return to being unconscious with 0 hit points and stable. It does not protect you from death effects. So something that kills you outright, you cannot use hero points to avoid death for. However, that being said, we are using the critical hit and critical fumble cards that have a number of effects that kill you outright. They don't have the death trait in them, but they are something that kills you outright and doesn't increase your dying value. But they're not a part of the core game. Right? The core game assumes that you're not using these, that you're just rolling with critical damage based on double your roll or whatever. But some of these cards can get really ridiculous. I think last time we had triple damage and make a fortitude save or die.
Yeah, that was pretty mean. 81 damage right off the bat.
Yeah.
And still had to make the save.
Right. Yep. And had you not made the save, then you just died from the system shock of being nearly cut in half.
Yep.
And then Alara had the same situation with her brain exploding, or almost. And had she not made the will save, then she would have died there. So I am going to rule that you can use your hero points to make a heroic recovery and avoid death from a card. So if it is specifically from one of my crit cards, or a crit fumble, then I'm going to let you use the hero points to cash in and avoid death, even though it's not technically at the start of your turn and your dying value is increasing. Okay, because these aren't considered a part of the core game, and they're we run into them a lot.
Right, they don't specifically have the death trait.
They don't have the death trait. Now, things that do have the death trait will kill you outright if you fail to save. For example, things like the execute spell, we talked about Phantasmal Killer, those will kill you. So don't get hit by those. It's easy. Just don't get hit by those.
That's right.
Or if you know a guy who casts those, just run away, or pay him, or pay me. You could always pay me to just say, you know what, let's not do that fight.
Okay.
I take Venmo, Cash App.
Sure.
What if I cast it on you?
If you cast it on me, then
Not
the
you
show
particularly, but
the show's over.
Do you accept paints as a payment?
What?
Paints? Can I buy you paints?
We can discuss that off air. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll set a
Barter.
price.
We want
Yeah.
to barter.
Just let me know like what colors you need.
Sure, yeah. I've got a list.
I'm sure with enough bits we could work something.
That's right. Yes.
That maybe, yes. Speaking of bits and channel points, for those audience members out there that have racked up those channel points and have some bits that you'd like to provide to us, we will use 4,000 channel points to grant any of the players a one-time +2 bonus on one roll. So that rule still stands, even though we're not in the Hungry Cottage anymore. You guys have grown up past that. The trauma may still bother you. Or you can give them a 500-bit, what is that called? A tip? I don't even know what that's called when you throw bits. Throw them 500 bits, and that will give them an honorary skull bone. So keep that in mind. We're going to continue to use that rule just to help encourage you guys to play along with us, right? And if you have a favorite cast member that you want to save from the brink of death, then you can jump in at that too. Okay, so we've given out our skull bones. We've talked about skull bones and death effects. One thing that's come up about anything with a death trait, I do want to point out that any character who has a dedication that has the basic undead benefits, for example, our ghosts at the table and our zombie at the table, are immune to death effects. You dirty, dirty cheaters. So I can't even hurt you with those, which makes sense because you kind of already died, right?
Yeah, I totally built my guy just specifically to just be as broken as possible. That's what I went for. So.
I know how you roll, Jake.
Yeah.
I built mine to be as difficult for Patrick as possible.
I know, and yes, you have both succeeded.
Because that's what good players do. They challenge their gym.
Yeah.
I'm half undead.
You are half undead, but not immune to death effects.
I love how we were just talking about bribing Patrick to not kill us. Okay, I was talking about bribing you to not kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. But we'll keep that off air because we
I know where to find the
have
paints
nothing
too.
but integrity on this show. Okay. We're already off the rails and we're 10 minutes.
I have some pallid bone at home for you. I know you're getting low.
I go through a lot of that. That is true. Okay. So let's recap what we went through last week. So you guys had basically reported the destruction of the Dagon Shrine to those golems out in the cathedral area of the Sunken Temple, and they accepted the fact that you have now returned the temple back to its rightful deity, Urgathoa. And then you left the temple, but before you made your way to the surface, you decided you wanted to secure a sunken ship just to make sure that it was safe for anybody coming back down. And you were attacked by a zombie Chul. This creature nearly killed Mert outright. After you guys defeated it, though, Lysander went in to explore the the broken hull of the ship and found a skeleton inside and sought a vision from that skeleton and kind of revealed the nature of that person's death and also retrieved a ring from the finger, but no bones were taken, interestingly enough. On their return to town, several of the townsfolk greeted them and thanked them profusely for helping break the curse or the curses that Sani had put on them in exchange for their bargains. Most of the townsfolk's lives had returned to normal thanks to the actions of the party. And then you returned Sani's ledger to Yishkar. You took Nepenthe's ring to Tobias Highridge. There was some rewards given and some thank yous said. And then you decided that your next step was to move on to Paked, a city where Decrosia is making tremor paste or brain grit or both. You're not entirely sure.
Sure.
You know that Iron Tavia was making the brain grit, and she was doing some additive work to it, right? She was adding material from Fey brains to that formula, and that Sani was doing something to accentuate the tremor paste. But where that's all going, you think Paked. Or maybe Paked is sending stuff here. It's hard to tell. You booked passage to Paked. The Church of Urgathoa decided that they would pay your passage aboard a ship called the Rusalka in exchange for the recovery of the temple and the recovery of a very special cauldron in the temple that breaks down crafted items into their component materials so that you can repurpose them. You can recycle things, basically. It's not called a cauldron of recycling, but Basically, that's what it does. So you have booked passage aboard the Rusalka. You made your way aboard the ship the next morning and took off. You've been at sea for a few days now, kind of getting your sea legs and going about some various downtime activities on the ship. I know we talked about some crafting, some adding things to a shield. There's been some interesting moments with the characters as they make their way up the coast of Geb to the Yidrion River. And just at that moment where the ship was starting to adjust course to basically lower the sails and turn to oars to head upriver, there was the sound of crashing wood, splintering wood from below decks. And that's where we're going to pick up today to determine just what the hell's going on the ship. So we'll get right into it. So right now, I know I've kind of set up the ship to where last time we talked, Mert said he was going to be kind of helping row the ship. So, you know, the oarsmen are down below. They have their crewmaster that's down there to kind of keep the cadence for the oars. Everything was kind of set to like put the oars to water. In fact, you may have even started to like actually pull, you know, some upriver. Those of you that are on deck, I know Lysander mentioned he was working with Amon to like install this something with your shield, right?
Yeah, so I had installed the shield boss already, and then I was working too, because it's like a dome that fits over the center of the shield for like bashing, right?
Sure.
And since it covered the symbol of Urgathoa, I bought a paint set while we were in Salashore, and I was meticulously like painting, almost like in a meditative state, painting over that shield boss to restore the symbol, and he was holding a light for me.
Right. Okay. Perfect. So we'll have you guys kind of be on deck, kind of working on that paint, and he's kind of watching you and maybe, you know, helping guide that process or providing that light source. I know that Ophelia had mentioned that she was usually spending most of her time in the galley working on crafting materials or maybe some cooking for the group. And Bess, there were some things you were talking about with Alara. Do you want to remind us what maybe Alara was doing? I remember something about staring out into sea.
Yeah, a lot of, definitely some like meditative contemplation of kind of the last experience, especially, you know, being underwater and that experience. But then, you know, in her other time, just kind of performing for the crew, doing some of her, you know, just trying to connect with the crew and, you know, trying to find. The hard thing with the ship is that it is a very crowded ship. And so I think she's getting a little frustrated at, it's hard to be contemplative and meditative when there's like 10 skeletons everywhere.
Yes, the Rusalka is manned by a skeleton crew. That's correct, and they are bustling about typically, especially as they were making ready to convert to oar steerage upriver. So maybe it has, you know, not been conducive to this kind of meditation, but your performance, like over the course of a few days, has kind of won over some of the attitudes of some of the crew. You've gotten to know some of their names as you've maybe interacted with them. If you can keep some of the names straight, you think for sure that there is at least one person named Jonesy on board. You know that the guy who is typically in the galley, they call him Smiles. But Smiles is, he's missing a lot of his teeth. He's got maybe 2 or 3 left in his skull. You've already kind of met Marrow, the first mate. And there's one of them, you're not sure which one it is because they all kind of look the same, but you think he said his name was Ash. So you're starting to pick up on some of the names. But as the ship has come up, started to turn upriver, and the oars are starting to hit the water, that splintering crash happens. And down below is where the shouts of something's got loose, and Mert sees this thing first. Oh. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into a combat as something has burst out of this cargo hold. So you could see these double doors kind of in front of where Mert's stationed on his row bench. Those doors have like just burst right off the hinges and gone flying into the lower deck as this thing has appeared. And I'll describe it first, and I'll put the miniature on the table. So this looks like a gigantic stone sarcophagus, but it is moving of its own accord. There are strange kind of tentacular limbs on the bottom of it that are kind of pulling it along the bottom of the floor. And there are tentacles that will lash out of it periodically and like smack the hull and like splinter the wood as it's just bursting its way out of the cargo hold. So that's what you see. And there it is up on the screen.
Oh.
So I'm in a perfect spot to be ambushed by this thing. That's perfect.
In trouble.
It's like a sarcophagus mimic.
So why don't we roll for initiative?
Okay.
Wow.
Now, I've already rolled initiative for this thing because, yeah, it's come bursting through the scene. Okay, Amon, what'd you get?
11.
What?
Okay, now you, so for initiative, you roll a d20, and you add your, typically your perception modifier.
Yeah, it's still 11.
Okay.
Wow.
And I was thinking the same thing. My like bonus is right around there.
How about Mert?
Mert isn't much better. He's a 15.
15?
So he's toast.
That's not great. Alara?
20.
20, okay, that's good. Ophelia?
28.
28.
Whoa.
That's not bad. Okay, and I'm going to roll for Lysander too, so maybe let's pull him up real quick. Mike, I need you to hurry up and get better so you can come play this character, because it is way too complex for me to know just what the hell I'm doing here.
It is a lot when you've got a companion and casting and.
I know, that's kind
First of all, you're going to roll a d20.
Okay,
We could do like
The perception.
thanks for the tip.
we could do like Who Wants to Be a
Nice.
Millionaire style phone a friend. Like you just call him on the show, ask him like,
I'll be on the phone half the episode. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, so I'm going to put everything in order, and then we'll talk about what happens, because that's how you play this game, right? So to lead things off is this creature.
Yes.
Dang.
So I'm going to say it's taken an action to kind of make its way through the cargo hold, and an action to kind of blast open the hull here. And for its third action, it's going to survey the field. And okay. So as it surveys the field, it's only got one action left, and it's not great.
I'm not familiar with the survey the field action.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds, sounds pretty cool.
Also called the like the sea. No, I'm just trying to figure out what to do, man.
Yeah.
You have teeth. Eat something.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Does it close the door? Go back.
Yeah, it's like it looks like
Oops, sorry.
skeletons. I wasn't
Wrong
expecting
room.
that.
There's no meat on those bones.
It's going to move again to there, and then for its free action, it'll do something called shifting scuttle,
Okay.
where I can step for free.
Okay. When it does move, take its initial movement, I'd like to take a reactive strike.
There is a wall there.
Oh yeah, because I got to come all the way up and around.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
yep.
have to come up the stairs
Yep,
up
yep.
onto the deck.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep, unfortunately. So it is clear from that, but it is now kind of right there in the middle of all those dudes. Ophelia. And the tentacles are just lashing around as it's
Yeah.
like just getting right in the mix of things.
Okay, we've been on the ship for a while. Is that round thing there? Does that lead down to the?
So to get below decks, you're going to have to actually come out of the galley through these doors, then down these stairs onto this deck here, and then over here down these stairs, which will put you here into the cargo
but
hold.
the round thing in the middle of this, does that go straight down?
This is the mast.
Go
Okay.
straight up.
So there's no like net hole or anything like that
Way far away.
to look
Good
down.
point.
No.
Okay. Okay, I will be going down.
Okay, so these doors are closed, so you'll have to move here. Action to open the door, and then action to kind of move. Your speed is 25,
Yes.
so you can basically get to the top of the stairs leading down to the cargo hold with your 3 actions.
Dang.
Yep, I got you right where I want you. Okay, Lysander. We're above deck, so we're obviously hearing this, but we're not entirely sure what the threat is as we're up here. But something must be wrong. I think he is going to look to Amon. Something's going on, and he's going to delay until after Amon goes. And that brings us to Alara.
Okay, so then if I want to get below deck, I have to go way over where Philly is, right?
So, yes, the only way below deck is all the way up front by the galley.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, these stairs actually lead up to
Okay.
the helm where Captain Silverskull currently is, up
Okay.
above his cabin.
I guess I'll move to Ophelia then,
Okay.
if I can get that far in 3.
You can get right about there.
Perfect.
In your 3 moves. Now it's Mert's turn.
Okay.
You're kind of floating on that,
Yeah.
so it's not really an action to like stand up.
Right.
For you.
Yes. But I will draw my my bastard sword at least in both hands, and then basically I'll move and then strike the sarcophagus and see how that goes. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
You can't laugh at me before I roll. Come on.
No, I'm laughing at myself.
Rolled a 2. It's a 16.
Now I'm laughing at you because that's a miss.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I'm gonna happily elect that to roll 3 more.
That's not it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, is that your entire turn then?
That is my entire turn.
Move, swing.
Draw, move, swing.
Oh boy.
Very,
Okay.
very effective.
Sure. Okay, so I'm looking to see. Interesting. Okay, so this doesn't have what I was thinking, which is perfect. But that's how I want it to be.
Is it?
It is, because it's now Amon's turn,
Okay.
and you're kind of sitting down on the deck.
I concur, Lysander. Something is going on.
He said calmly.
And I will spend my entire turn moving, all 3 actions moving 45 feet.
Okay, so getting up from a sitting position will be an action.
Sure.
You have 25 movement?
Hang on. No, I have 15 feet of movement.
15?
So I would also draw my weapon. So I would stand up, draw my weapon, and then move 15 feet.
Okay. That's terrible.
This isn't quite the throat, but it has some,
Yes, we're up to round 6 by the time anybody's down here to help me.
some reminiscent.
Well,
That's not true.
Well, I haven't done anything myself, so.
is it stairs that go downstairs?
Yeah, stairs usually go downstairs.
Well, I didn't know if it was a ladder or... Shut up.
It is, in fact,
Just cut a hole in the
It is
floor.
It could be a
drop
ladder.
down.
You're right. It could be a ladder, or like she was looking for like a net to like climb down.
Like a
there.
cargo bay situation.
So yeah, it
No,
wasn't
I was
very
gonna
clear.
death from above.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't very clear from the map description, and you guys haven't been on this map for very long, so it's a viable question, is what I'm saying.
Because Amon wouldn't draw his machete just to have to stow it again if he knew the layout of the ship.
Yeah.
For sure. So, but he's drawing it now
Yes.
instead of when he
Knowing
gets to the
now,
fight.
now that Joseph knows there's stairs,
Yeah.
Amon is drawing it now.
Okay. Just in case something comes up the stairs. And that will drive Lysander to act. So he'll command Remy to go ahead and move forward twice. And he'll move up there and then do like a protect companion or something. I don't know. You tell me, Mike. Come on. Come back, please. Because there's no obvious threat yet. Okay. Doodly-doo. And then we'll have some of the skeleton crew act. So the these guys are not the best choice for this, but this guy will move kind of right here. So this is in these 4 squares, so I'll move right there, kind of provide a flank for Mert, and he will draw like a maybe a rapier or a cutlass or something, and completely miss. These guys will drop their oars. The captain's calling out like, you know, he's trying to steer the ship as like chaos is ensuing, and then we'll just have these guys like draw their weapons, come up off their bench and up onto the deck.
Oh no.
Oh, and there's one more.
I'm excited about trying to fit like 12 of us in like a 2 foot by 4 foot area.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
We're about to get jammed on those stairs.
Well, I'm about to clear some space because it's the start of round 2 and it's the thing's turn.
Oh no. Not Smiley.
I didn't hit it, so it shouldn't be mad at me.
Or Smiles.
It should definitely attack something else.
Okay, it's funny you should say that. Because nobody's heard it yet. However,
Oh boy.
should I be mean? I think I should be mean right off the bat.
That's what I tell myself on the way into work in the morning.
Let's start today mean. It's Mean Monday. So this thing kind of whips its tentacles around, and then it kind of, as it whips kind of behind it over Mert's head,
Ooh.
this tiny bead of fire launches from the tip of that tentacle and detonates.
What?
Right here.
Oh no.
Right here. So all of these guys will get hit by this, including Mert.
I love things detonate.
The skeleton crew is becoming more and more skeleton very quickly.
So I'll need a reflex save from Mert and a few of those crewmen.
Mert's best save. Nah. Ooh. Do I do this? I'm gonna halfling luck my saving throw because I rolled a 4.
Yeah, you probably want to do that then.
So I'm gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
Stand the tray. Not much better. Okay. That's unfortunate. There goes my halfling luck. 16.
Okay, that's going to be a fail.
But hopefully not a critical fail. That might have made the difference.
Not a critical fail, thankfully. Somebody grab a bunch of dice here.
Okay.
Do you need more? I have plenty.
I think I've got it right here.
Oh no.
I'm sure you're fine, buddy.
Okay.
It's not every day I run into a sarcophagus casting fireballs.
So,
and
Mert,
things
you will
on-
take 18 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
These two skeletons will get blown into smithereens and crumple to the ground.
No.
Not the crew.
And the one in the back rolled a natural 20.
All right.
So, that's 2 actions.
That's kind of horrifying.
And now for its third action, let's slap a tentacle at Mert.
Reasons.
32.
It hits. It is not a crit.
Okay. That's good.
I don't want to go down there now.
17 points of bludgeoning damage as you get
Okay.
smacked with that.
Noted.
And
Oh.
then...
Not the rider effects.
No, I'm just trying to think if I want to...
Oh, okay.
There's not really a good place that I can... Let's see, 5, 10. Yeah, anywhere I do this little scuttle, I'm going to still be in a flanking position, so... I'll power through it.
I think it's wild that a sarcophagus can scuttle around.
It is wild
Yeah.
that this thing is a sarcophagus. Ophelia.
I'm going to take one movement down. Does that put me in the...
So you're at the top of these stairs, so you'll come down at the bottom of these stairs. So basically, moving downstairs, you could end here. These doors no longer exist. They've been blasted off the hinges.
Okay, so I can see that thing?
You can.
What is that?
Okay, so a recall knowledge. This is going to, I'll give you a choice of Arcana or Crafting, your choice. I think you're the same in both, aren't you?
I am.
Plus 11?
12.
12. Okay, very good. Yeah, it looks like a sarcophagus that's come to life. Yeah,
Tracks.
that's unfortunately what you know. This thing is,
Fantastic.
this thing is
It's
very
a
bizarre.
sarcophagus. Let's
You do have one
see.
action left.
So... I'll just stick to a spell for now. Let's just go with good old phase bolt.
Okay, is that a one action spell?
No, it's not. Never mind. I apologize.
No worries. You do.
I
so
was
you
gonna
have
throw
one.
a flask, but I don't know if I'm close enough.
Yeah, when you're not an alchemist and you don't have like the increased range, I think it's like a 20-foot range. So you could throw it, but you would take a penalty. And you also have to have an interact action to draw it.
Ah, that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna draw it.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw my
Good call. Yeah.
acid
right.
flask.
It is drawn, Alara.
Okay, well, let's see. Ooh. I guess Ophelia's at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, she just raced down the stairs in front of you.
Okay. I would say, can I get down the stairs?
Sure. Yep.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
that I
you
want
just have
to.
to 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, okay.
One move to get you there.
Oh, sweet.
And then
Okay.
If you want a clear shot, you can come right up to it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm happy where you
Okay.
put me.
So if you're here, you can see it.
Yeah, but anything I would. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure. Well, but that's one action.
That was one action to get there.
Okay, so if I move any more, that's another. Okay.
Yeah, if you move any closer, it would be another action. And right now, you are about 40 feet from it.
Okay. Goodness. This ship's annoying to get around, by the way.
Isn't it?
Yeah, this is not my.
We just gotta learn how to phase through walls. Us ghosts will be fine.
Yeah.
Till then.
It's normally not a passenger ship.
Oh, here we go. Haha, 60 feet. Okay. Alara's gonna cast Daze.
Okay. This is an interesting gamble.
Gives me something.
Okay, does Daze have the mental trait?
Yes.
Okay, so you cast that spell and nothing happens.
Okay.
That brings us to Mert.
Lovely. I'm gonna try to do better than I did last time and swing on it. I don't think I want to do anything fancy.
Okay,
I think I'm just gonna swing.
sounds fair.
Ooh. How about a 34?
34 is a critical hit.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Get ready for some
And I am not immune to criticals.
big boy dice. Here we
Okay.
go.
Nice.
Oh, that's a 3. It's not great. Ooh. Okay. This is going to be 34 points of slashing damage,
Ooh, okay.
and then 6 points of spirit damage.
Okay.
And those are combined for the sake of, I think, resistances is just
And how much slashing you said?
34.
34. Okay. That when your blade gouges into it, it feels like you're gouging into stone, but there's something kind of, I don't know, slightly forgiving about it. Like it's also kind of fleshy,
Okay.
but it still feels very hard, if that makes sense. Like it feels
does
like
make sense.
stone, like you're
Yeah.
hacking into stone.
Yeah, when I do feel that, like when I bring that bastard sword across it and I feel that kind of like, grinding resistance, I will quickly then take a free action to put my bastard sword in one hand and then draw that gaff, my new gaff, off of my belt in my opposite hand.
Okay.
And then for my third action, I will try to hit it with the gaff. Basically beat it with the blunt end of it.
Interesting.
Not the hook part, just the rod part of it. We'll see how that goes. Nat 20.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
Big round for Mert.
Natural 20. That means we'll go to these crit cards. Maybe you'll get a death effect.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm immune to death effect.
Maybe.
Okay. So this is, you said you were using the bludgeoning end of this.
The gaff,
right?
yep.
You're not really going for the hook. So we'll
Right.
call this a bludgeoning.
Yep.
This is called Overwhelming Smash.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is good. It's triple damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Dang indeed.
Here we go.
Is this redemption from last week?
Dude, I don't know. I'm rolling on.
This is good. It's good. So far, only 2 crew members have died. I was expecting much more.
Math.
Okay. Does this have the math trait?
That's right. 35 points of bludgeoning, and then
Okay. So the
9
35
points.
is after the tripling?
Yep.
Okay. So, okay. Gotcha.
And then 9 points of spirit.
Okay. Ouch. The thing is still standing after all that. But that was a very powerful round from Mert.
Certainly.
Amon.
Well,
You gonna move
I'm
forward
gonna-
5 feet again?
I'm gonna try my best to get down there.
Okay. You got a 15 feet.
Yep.
That's going to put you basically at the base of the stairs here in the cargo hold.
That
And you could see as you
sucks.
come down, Alara and Ophelia are at the bottom of the other stairwell. And there are cargo crates in the hold that have just been smashed to bits. And there's a large crate that is smashed open and these doors battered open. You see this thing down the hall that is currently engaged with Mert and some crew. And now I have to play Lysander. Okay. Let's see. So he'll kind of be in the stairwell, and Lysander will come here, and he'll throw a shield on himself for now. I think he's got it under control. All right, now it's this thing. The first thing it's going to do, Mert has very much upset it. So this time one of those tentacles kind of lashes out from behind it and whips around, and there's electricity coruscating along the tentacle, and it just slaps right in front of you, and just a bolt of lightning shoots down through the cargo hold there.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
good.
This is a 120-foot line, which will go right between everyone else. It'll just catch, looks like Mert and the guy with the bow there. So they'll need to give me a reflex save. Oh no, natural 1 from the crewman.
Oh no, 26 for me.
26, so you'll end up taking half of this damage, which is a lot. So I need to get 4 of these dice. Let's do this. So the crewman back there takes 50 points of electricity damage and collapses into a pile of bones, and electricity is just coruscating over the pile of bones and his metal gear.
Oh.
Mert, you're going to take, what did I say he took, 70? 50. So you'll take half of 25 because you made the
12.
save.
Got it.
That was 2 actions. Then he'll slap a tentacle on Mert again.
Okay.
Whoa. That is a 33.
That is a critical.
Okay. $28 more points of damage,
Okay.
and Mert's still standing.
Yep.
And then, let's see if he'll do his free action now. If I do so, I'm going to have to tumble through, and I don't like the odds of tumbling through there. I think it's.
I want to see a sarcophagus.
He has no need to tumble through. He's just going to stay right there and continue to smack away at this ghost. Ophelia.
I'm gonna move about. How far am I from the thing?
So currently from the thing, you are 10, 20, 35 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna move to where I'm just gonna take my movement. I'll be about 10 feet away from it.
Okay.
Okay, maybe like one step back.
So 10 feet away from it. Okay.
And I'm going to throw the acid flask that I have in my hand.
Okay, go ahead and fire away.
Not very good at this. This is a first. Ugh.
You are, in fact, not very good at it.
It's not a 1, is it?
No,
Okay, well, there's that.
it's a 3, which
Okay.
only makes it a 7.
Okay. So that will miss. However, it will kind of shatter at the floor next to it, and it will take the 1 point of splash damage. As I think will Mert.
It makes sense to me.
Okay, that is 2 actions. Move up, throw it. Wouldn't it be hysterical if the thing died right there from that?
1 point of damage would be pretty hilarious.
I did it!
I'm gonna pull my Morning Star.
Ooh, okay. Alara.
Alara is going to cast Forbidding Ward on Mert.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
to-
I'll take that for sure.
Yeah,
That's
obviously.
+1, right, for
Yeah,
me?
+1 is status bonus to armor class and saving throws against attack spells and other effects
Yep.
for
Thank
1
you.
minute. And then, and then I guess I'll do, I guess you're near me. I'll do guidance on Ophelia.
Okay. So when you do Forbidding Ward, are you declaring Ophelia as the target of the Forbidding Ward?
No,
protecting
no.
Mert from Ophelia?
No, Mert from the circle.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that first. Okay. All right. So
Only the important questions, guys.
Mert has been... Okay. Mert, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing the right things, so I'm gonna swing again.
Seems to be working.
Swing again with the blunt end of that gaff and just try to beat on it. See how that goes. That's a 22.
22 does not connect, so it just kind of maybe bounces off the harder pieces of the sarcophagus. It does seem to be crumbling away in places. And there's a strange, dusty spice smell coming
Spice smell? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can't quite place it, but it smells
Interesting.
spicy.
Okay. Well, I will swing again with the gaff and try again. I'll see how that goes. That's gonna be a 27.
Okay, that will hit.
Okay. That is going to be 13 points of bludgeoning and then 3 of spirit.
Okay. When your spirit damage connects with this, and you see maybe the kind of the energy flows over this creature, this thing, the stone sarcophagus kind of cracks open,
Oh.
and the pieces of it crumble away. And you see that kind of this fine sand kind of spill out the bottom of it.
Huh.
And as that kind of crumbles away and the pieces kind of fall on either side of the decking, another creature stands up from within it.
Whoa.
Of course.
Oh dear.
And now there's a human-shaped figure wrapped in bandages standing in front of
Oh,
you.
good.
Neat.
For my third action, then, I will perform battle medicine on myself, and I'll use assurance to do so.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
I think so.
All right, so when you do assurance, you'll get basically 10 plus your proficiency to the roll.
So I'll use the expert DC, and my my proficiency bonus is 10, so
Okay,
I
so-
can just auto succeed at expert.
Nailed it. Okay. That brings us to Amon. Amon, you maybe see from around the stairwell the stone sarcophagus has crumbled. And whatever tentacles and spells and whatever you missed, they've ceased. But this thing now stands in its place, kind of looming up out of the wreckage.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it would take all 3 of my actions to get up to it, correct? Looks like I'm about 30 feet away.
It is going to take you 3, because, yeah, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah.
So I'll take 2 moves towards it, and then my third to raise my shield.
Okay.
Knowing I can't get all the way up to it, but not sure what it is or what it's going to do, I'm going to protect myself.
That makes sense. Okay, that brings us to Lysander and Remy. You'll order Remy down stairs. He'll come down behind. "40 feet. I might have to do something else besides just protect companion." Order, move, actually, he'll cast shield on himself.
Yeah.
Because he only has the 1 action left, really. Okay, that brings us to the top of the round, and it is now this thing. That is no longer a thing. This is a thing.
I'm not excited about this
Thing. this new
procedural.
thing.
This is like old school procedural boss fight, like final form situation.
Okay. All right, that's not happening. That's not happening. So it's just going to smack Mert with its bandaged fist.
Oh boy.
That's a 28 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then when that strikes against you, you feel a flash of like you go black for a second, and you find yourself like in battle. You're riding on a chariot of some sort,
Whoa.
and you see a spear like flying through the air coming right for you, and then you feel that spear piercing you, and then you come to. And I needed a will save.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Now, will Alara's forbidding ward count against this thing, or
It's not a spell, so if it specifically says spells, it's not a spell.
I think it just says +1 against AC and saving throws against the target. I guess I'm more so asking: is the sarcophagus and this thing the same thing?
It is not.
Right.
This
So
is
I
a new
don't
creature.
think it applies.
It doesn't.
Okay.
That's a good point.
That's a bummer.
You should GM. You want to trade?
No, I really don't.
Just shut up.
Yeah, I like playing just my character. He said, "That's right. That's fine. You know."
Joseph,
You could
you let Jacob play by the rules, please.
You could have got away with it.
Yeah, I could have just told him some ludicrous number and hope he didn't notice, but that's not the kind of player I am.
All right, but how about a fortitude save?
Yeah, I'm on.
I mean, a will save. I'm sorry, a will save.
Oh, a will save. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use my fortitude modifier since you.
Okay. And then I'm going to subtract it based on your
Okay.
will.
It's a 29.
Okay, a 29 is a success.
Okay.
However, you don't take any damage, but you feel for a second this burning sensation in your throat.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, that was 1 action, 2 actions, 3 actions. I'll smack you again
Okay.
and miss completely.
Good.
That brings us to Ophelia.
So it's not the same thing.
It is a completely different creature that has come up out of the wreckage of the other creature.
Okay, what is that?
Okay, you can do a recall knowledge on this, sure. Okay, so for this, I'm going to take religion. I think for religion, what are you
11.
bonus to? Okay, 11. That's pretty good. Spot. Okay. You know that this is a mummy guardian. This is a typically something used to protect tombs from intruders. They are usually very sadistic creatures when they are transformed into undead like this. And I'm going to give you one thing about it. Let's see. In fact, I'm going to give you this because this is something I think you would focus on with your with what you play around with. These particular creatures have an alchemical weakness. So any alchemical items, their weakness to alchemical items applies to alchemical bombs, etc. If they're splashed with any non-damaging alchemical items or dosed with alchemical poisons, they have a weakness to them, even though undead are usually typically immune to poison.
Oh, dang.
So that's 1 action to know what you know, and knowing is half the battle.
I'm going to retrieve another acid flask
Okay.
and throw it.
Ooh, all right. Go ahead and give me that ranged attack against it.
How about, since it's a moderate, do I get, this is a +1,
You would get the +1 to the throw, yep.
so that is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20, so close. And unfortunately misses. However, I will take the splash. And because it has alchemical weakness, I will take even more damage from that. So not bad. You have successfully hurt this creature. Okay, that brings us then to Alara.
Alara is going to cast haste on Mert.
Ooh.
Wow, okay. That could be very bad. That's 2 actions to do that?
Yes.
Okay. What you want to do for your...
Let's see, who's in here? Oh, we got Remy down there?
Remy is down there now, yes.
Oh, okay. I'll do guidance on Remy.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, filtering in.
That will bring us then to Mert.
Damn it.
Yep.
I have guidance on me.
Oh,
You do have guidance on you. Did you not take that into consideration when you threw that bomb?
No.
Okay,
I did not.
that would have been a hit then.
Oh, look
So
at that.
why don't you roll up the 2d6, I think you would, or is it 2d4? You tell me how that alchemist fire works, because it's different when an alchemist throws it versus when you...
It doesn't say. It just says the listed.
So you have to go to regular alchemist,
Oh, it says,
regular acid flask.
It does 1 acid damage, the listed persistent damage, and the listed splash damage.
Okay. So the basic damage, I think, is 1. Okay, so I got that. And then your splash is still what you did. So I'm going to give you 1 more point of damage. But now he has a persistent 2d4. Right, for a moderate?
Oh, no, it's 2d6 and 2 splash damage. Sorry, it is there.
2d6 acid. Okay. So persistent damage will kick in at the end of its turn, and then it'll get the flat check to stop burning.
That's bad news, though.
That's bad. Okay.
I forgot about that.
That's totally cool.
No, good save.
Rewind for that.
Yeah, good save.
And
I heard her say guidance, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it just didn't. You usually aren't swinging or throwing. So
right?
okay.
Okay. Well, I'm quickened, so
Yeah.
I'll. The first thing I'm going to do is kind of spin the gaff around with that hook facing forward, and I'll basically try to trip and just pull him from off his feet with the hook end of that gaff.
Oh, I don't like that. So this is against my reflex DC.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, trip, I think.
Yep.
Reflex.
Yep. I always trip and grab are like the two. One's reflex, one's fort.
Yep.
Yep.
4 to grab, trip, reflex.
Yep. All right, here we go.
But you want to use your balance to keep your feet when someone's tripping you, right? I mean, I'll use the fort if you want me to.
So I rolled a 3, but I think I'm going to cash in Spiritual Guides, which allows me to reroll a skill check.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to do that, and I'll reroll.
Calling out all the spiritual help today.
Nat 20.
Natural 20.
So that would be a 35.
Okay. So, yes, I, of course, will go prone. Is there a critical effect when you trip
I don't
somebody?
think so.
I think it's
no.
only if you critically fail, right? Okay. So that's one action to knock it prone.
Yep. And then I will swing on it with my bastard sword in one hand.
Okay. Now that I'm prone, I'll be off guard,
Yep.
so I'll take that adjustment to my AC.
But I'll also be taking map, since it is still have the attack trait.
Okay, and good news for you, on a critical success, the target falls, lands prone, and takes a d6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that real fast. 2.
Okay. All right, good thing I'm immune to bludgeoning
Oh,
damage.
lovely.
Let me just double check my thing.
21 with the bastard sword.
21 is a hit with this off guard prone dude.
Okay. We're looking at 14 points of slashing and 3 spirit.
Okay. All right. You still have an action left, don't you?
2 more.
Okay. I'm going to say one action.
Well, that's okay, because this is only a 15.
15 will not hit it, so maybe your
And-
blade here kind of hook kind of scrabbles along the board of the deck.
Yep. And I'll shoot for the moon here and just swing one last time.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually a 23. It's 18 on the die. So that is it.
That
Fourth
is a-
map?
That is a hit.
That's crazy.
insane.
Or no, that would put me at 0, right? 4th map would be minus.
Well, the maximum map is 10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it puts me at 10.
Because, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, here's some more damage then. 16 points of slashing and 3 spirit.
Okay. You can go ahead and just give those to me as the total
Okay.
for this particular guy.
Sure.
I appreciate the separation in case there are immunities, but in this case, you can tell that there is not. After a few swings, you can figure that out.
Got it.
I'm on.
Okay, well, I'll raise my shield, and you'll see that shield boss on it that's like halfway painted. I'll raise my shield and then do a defensive advance, 2 actions
Okay.
towards it. And if I end with, adjacent to Mert,
Yep.
and if I end with an enemy in range, I could take an attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to bash it with that shield boss.
Oh, all right.
That is a 17 to hit.
Nah, even with it being prone and off guard, yeah, it doesn't
Sure.
hit.
And then I'll also take a swing with my machete.
Sure.
And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay, unfortunately, that one also misses.
This is not my night, but that's okay.
Yeah. Mert's got it under control, it seems like. Lysander. Okay, let's see. Remington has guidance on him, but he only moves at a speed of 15. And there's not a lot of space to get there yet. In 20. So he'll get close, but not quite in range yet. And then Lysander, I think, will go ahead and yeah, let's have some fun. Let's do some needle darts at this thing. Spell attack is a 20. Okay, I just get him. Now I gotta roll damage. Ooh. This is making me want to play a caster. So let's hurry up and TPK Bloodlord so we can start a new campaign. I'm just kidding.
That makes me have to GM though. Is that really why you were saying that earlier? I got it.
Yeah. 6, 8. No, I'm kidding. I love being behind the screen, and I love this group of characters. So why would I ever change that? 17 damage from
Oh
this,
my goodness.
from needle darts.
That's crazy.
That's yeah.
I love those 2E cantrips.
Yes, very
Was
true.
it the gold iron one?
It was not. You just did the standard kind of iron ring. Let's see. That's Lysander. That brings us to the top of the round, and this creature. This creature will stand up.
Okay. I'll take my reactive strike.
I suppose.
That is a 32.
Yeah, that's a critical hit.
Okay.
I thought this was gonna be hard. I'm gonna go ahead and change him over to a hard moment real quick.
Yeah, just bump them up to elite real
Just
quick.
click elite real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. 38 points of damage.
38. Okay. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't like it. All right, but it has stood up.
Okay. It is still off guard, I believe. Let me double check. Because I think I do get my critical specialization effect for a sword, which would be off guard till the start of my next.
Well, that's rude. Okay. So with its dying gasps, it'll swing out at Mert again. Yo, 30 to hit.
Yep.
That's 16 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm going to retributive strike that,
Ooh, okay.
which will negate 8 points. And then I'm going to try to bash it with that shield boss again. Ooh, that's going to be a 34 to hit.
That's a critical hit with the shield boss.
Okay. $24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Amon, you can go ahead and dispatch your foe with your retributive strike, because that was enough to do it in.
Yeah, so I just, it goes to hit Mert, and when it positions itself, I see an opening, just wham, and bash into it with that shield boss, and it, I don't know, dents its chest in or something, and
Yeah, just kind of collapses the undead flesh beneath the bandages. You see the acid is still sizzling all over the body as it crumbles to dust there in the below decks, and the creature's no more. But there's also a few crewmates who are no more.
I can't believe it's only 2.
3.
Was it
We
3?
technically lost 3.
3,
Yeah,
okay.
there was a lightning bolt that went off.
I figured they were all gone, so.
Yeah, I was going to try that, but unfortunately, with a Mert in my face, I couldn't just wipe them out. That would have been really mean too, to like put Mert up above deck and then just like mow through all the rowers, and then you guys are dead in the water. And that's how Bloodlords came to an end. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. No, it's
Ooh.
not how that went down at all. Mert was thankfully stationed below decks to at least protect some of the crew.
I was rolling pretty hot.
was-
I think things could have gone very, very differently if
tough.
I wasn't have.
Sure could have.
That's very true.
I was also on the ropes too. I mean, I was taking a lot of damage too.
Yeah, I knew when you pulled out the battle medicine, I was like, okay, he's in a bad shape. But
make you feel
thankfully,
good?
your allies. What's that?
So that make you feel good? He's like, I got him.
Sometimes it's not a competitive game, but it's fun to like give you a challenge, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this seems to be sort of a challenge. Unfortunately, we did have a few crewmates die. So Captain Silver Skull comes running below decks, and some of the topside crew are still having to like maintain the boat on the upper decks, and he kind of surveys the damage and says, "Oh no, this is not good. We've lost Ash, and yeah, poor Bishop's. I think that's him there in that pile. Yeah. And wall-eyed Wally. There, you can tell by the eye patch. I think that's Wally. I hate losing crewmen. That's going to put us at a bit behind. We'll have to increase our rowing shifts. We may have to rely on the draft horses to get upriver. I'm not a big fan of that. If we can stay far away from the shore and just keep to the oars, but we'll do what we can. Any amongst you are capable of rowing a boat besides Mert here? You'll have to be strong.
I'm skilled at crafting, and I can help with the repairs.
That will certainly help. But how strong are you? Can you pull an oar?
Sure.
This is
Remy might be able to.
Remington very well might. You're right. We did lose 3 crew, and I think we've got 3 rowers. We'll see how that works out.
I'm not so strong.
But first, the captain surveys the corpses, or what's remaining of the corpses on the deck here. The mummy has kind of already reverted to and turned to like dust, but he could tell by the smell and the sand inside this other creature what this was. And I knew I shouldn't have trusted that Gebite collector. He told me it would have been safe, and it was locked up. It was locked up in a crate. What you seen there before you, what you destroyed, was something called a scarcophagus. And I know it's a stupid name, I really do, but it comes from, well, the true name of the creature has been lost to time, because the name actually comes from a bard song about these things. These are crafted by Gebite necromancers, and the necrotic energy of the mummy inside them animates the sarcophagus and turns it into a deadly foe.
So it's a mummy guardian.
Yes, that certainly makes sense. They always have some kind of mummy inside them. You're lucky it was a weak version. But you done well. It's a shame about my crew. But you could have been a far lot worse. I think that most of my crew probably would have died to that thing. They're not, they're not warriors, they're sailors. And there's, maybe the other skeletons don't look so pleased at that, but it's a fact. And they kind of gather around somberly and start collecting the piles of bones into various satchels, or maybe one rolls out, takes his headscarf off and lays it out and piles the bones in it so he can just pick it up and carry it. I think this evening we'll have to bury the men at sea. That's what they would have wanted. It's a shame. Yeah, I would have you join me at the funeral, if you will, as we return them to the water, and then perhaps dine with me tonight in my cabin as thanks for saving the bulk of my crew. I mean, it's sad we lost 3, but I think it could have been far, far worse had you not been here. But for now, I've got to talk to the men and get things back to rights and get us back upstream. But I think maybe for now, this is where we put down anchor and just stay here for the night. So they kind of somberly again go about collecting the remains of their companions. Captain returns to his quarters and then back up to, kind of check, the bearings and everything as you're heading into this river. Make sure that where you're going to anchor, not too far from shore at this point, just in case for some reason you need to go ashore. He'll check on the draft horses and make sure that they're okay. And of course, the skeletal horse is still just standing there kind of dormant in the stall.
Yep. Frederick.
Frederick, yes, that was the name.
We love Frederick.
Yeah, you just barely met him. Maybe you've come to know him over the course of these last 4 days.
I have no idea who he is.
Yeah,
It's hard to talk to a horse, you know.
especially a dormant
it's an undead horse.
skeletal.
Skeleton horse.
It's not responding to you at all.
I kind of hate Frederick.
Oh my goodness.
You just wish you could go dormant sometimes.
Things are a little weird when Mike's not here.
Things are a little
yeah.
weird when Mike is
Things
here.
are a lot more weird when
that's
Mike
true.
is here. That is true.
It's like he's the one that created a character that has an undead skeletal horse that he brings around with him. So.
Yes, there's a lot of weirdness, and I know I'm
new.
not playing him at all how he should be played, but that's just all the more reason to get back and get well, right?
Yep.
I do think that he would.
He's probably like
heal.
he's probably like watching right now, going, "Oh my God, this guy isn't. I gotta get back in control of Lysander. This guy's an idiot."
He's gonna kill us.
He probably would heal Mert.
Yeah, so we would spend some time doing, harm spells, and he would probably use the stone.
Question.
And yes,
The skeletons collapse into like a pile of ash, right? Or would there be intact fingers?
there may be some intact bones if he's fast enough. Yeah, sure.
Because I mean,
We'll figure that out off air if Lysander would have or would have not collected bones.
That's right, because I don't think any of us know at the table really what his
Yeah.
criteria is.
I certainly don't.
We're not friends, Amon.
oh man, why?
Because you made fun of Frederick.
I love Frederick. I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Amon loves Frederick. Joseph hates him.
You know this gets
There's a
recorded and
distinction.
posted online, right? There is no takesies backsies.
Yeah. We can catch you in the playback.
That's right.
And there's no editing out, right? This is live. Clearly.
I did say I love him before I said I hate him.
That's true. That's true. We'll go with that.
Well, he only caught the last half, I think.
Well, Mert in about 40 minutes can heal himself back up to max, so we don't necessarily have to worry about spending a bunch of spells.
Okay. Yeah, that's no worry. Lysander has no problem at least helping you along. The position that the boat has taken, it is far enough away from shore where maybe some terrestrial creatures that are on the shore won't pester the boat, but we will have
Right.
to keep watch. The crew will maintain a watch. There is that evening a kind of a somber ceremony where Captain Silverskull will say a few words about the crew that were lost and return them to the sea, and they kind of sprinkle basically their ashes, like what's left of them, into the water. And you see some of the other crewmen will take off their bandanas, their hats, their leather tricorns, and just kind of stand there and pay their respects, but then get back to their duties. And the captain does say, in about an hour, come back to my cabin, and I'll have the crew fix up something that will be fit for your palates. At least I think the most of you. And I'll have my usual. And so the next hour is yours to kind of, I don't know, what do you do?
Amon just is gonna kind of observe, the reaction of the crew to losing their crewmates and the captain, and I'm gonna guess, it's solemn and somewhat emotional.
Sure. Definitely solemn.
Just kind of observing that because, for reasons I suppose. I just get quiet and I'm observing, but kind of in this quiet contemplation mode.
So what we'll do is we'll give you like a perception to sense motive maybe as you're watching the ceremony. You feel that the captain does take things very seriously and takes it to, this is not only a detriment to the efficiency of a ship, but he's come to know these, crewmen, crew people, crew skeletons, whatever you would want to call them. And there is some sense that of loss there. They're not going to be easily replaced, likely in his eyes, is probably how you see it. Amongst the crewmen, they're a little bit harder to read, but there are a couple of them that are definitely more solemn, and they obviously don't shed tears or anything like that, but there is this kind of sense of sadness and loss among a few of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are like, well, that's just the risk of being at sea, and that's what we signed up for, and others are a lot more affected, from what you can tell.
Sure. Well, yeah, I'll maybe mention something to Mert or whoever's near to me that I've spent so long hating the undead and seeing them feel these emotions like this. The captain truly cares, and it touches me in a way I didn't expect.
Yes, Amon, I used to struggle with a similar hatred. Not necessarily for other undead, but for my own existence. That I didn't get to move on, that I'm still tethered here after my death, and I've slowly come to see it as a gift. As strange as that may be. Although, now that you follow the Pallid Princess, I'm sure you understand that this gift is something that she cares deeply about giving to all of her people. Ideally, I think that maybe Lysander might disagree, but she would like to see all of Galarian be undead. I'm not sure I am interested in that type of world. I'd like other halflings to remain quick and perhaps have the right to choose.
I need to think, and then I kind of go find a quiet space. We're up on the deck, right?
Yeah, you would be up topside for the ceremony and the whatever funerary rites were said, and et cetera.
Sure. Yeah, so like we're before we go meet for dinner, I find a quiet spot to kind of sit, but I'll watch what the crew is doing and the captain and all of that just from a distance, and just watch and contemplate.
Sure. Anybody else? Yeah.
I'm searching the cargo bay.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. While you start going down there looking around for things, we'll kind of go back topside for a second. Once Amon kind of says he needs to think and leaves Mert to kind of stand there at the gunnels, one of the crew comes up to you that's maybe in life may have been a dwarf. They're clearly shorter, more stout. You can almost see in the miniature there what we're shooting for. This was he comes up and kind of goes to clasp your shoulder.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite. He just kind of goes through it. He's like, "Oh, apologies. My name is Kane, and I just wanted to directly say thank you because if it not been for you down there, I think my whole Rowan crew would have been lost, and without them, we'd be stuck dead in the water. We'd have to go with the current back out to sea, and then any cargo making its way to Pagad, that would all be lost. It's a terrible, terrible thing that you've prevented. And although we lost 3 men today, it could have been far, far worse. And I just have to say, I appreciate you. My name, again, my name is Kane. That's I think that was my name when I was alive.
Of course, Kane. I was happy to help. It seems I just wound up being in the right place at the right time. I'm sorry I couldn't save and protect more of your crew. You have to understand that I'm not the best defender in a fight. You saw my friend Amon there with the shield. He's better at it. I suppose perhaps if he was there, he might have even done a better job than I. But I did the best I could, and I'm glad to save as many as I could have.
Yeah.
You say that your name may have been Kane in life?
I think that's the name I go by now, and I think it was when I was alive.
Interesting. Can I give you like a knowledge society to be sure that he was a dwarf? Based on, it's hard to tell. Short, broad bones. He also may be a collection of bones, too, right? Of different ancestry.
Could be.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah, I would take a society. Maybe it will up the DC a little bit, because
Okay.
he's a skeletal
Got it.
person.
Do you want to roll it for me?
Yeah, it says recall knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, he does appear like he most likely was a dwarf in life, and like you said, like skeletons that have been reanimated have a way of like patching themselves up with other bone tissue they may find, like whether it's in combat or if they are injured, they can graft other pieces of bone onto themselves. So it's possible that there is some amalgamation here, but he most definitely was a dwarf in life.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like want to kind of point that out. Like, are there many skeletal dwarves from down in Salashore? Is that where your crew and the ship based out of, or do you sail all over?
No, we're based out of Mekatar.
Oh.
That if you could say we're based anywhere, the captain would like to say he's based at sea, but Mekatar we call home port. That's that's where we spend the most time ashore. They have the best selection of taverns and other entertainment.
Are there other undead dwarves in Mekatar? I've never been. I grew up in Great Urge, so I just don't.
Most certainly, there are probably undead dwarves all over again.
It's a moment late, but Lysander said, not everyone deserves to have an unlife. Gift given to the deserving, not just handed out to the masses.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
That's a few moments late.
No, that's fine.
No, that's all right. I appreciate that, because that's something that I definitely won't be able to do is come up with some of the things that I think Mike would say through Lysander in these moments. So thanks for letting us know about that.
And I think Mert would definitely agree that he agrees with Lysander that it is a gift now. I mean, you might not have always thought that way, though. Yeah. But interesting. Well, thank you for sharing.
Right, now I'll have you get back to the oars if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. I see why you came over here. You didn't want to say thank you. You just want to set me down.
It was one of those little, talks where you like say one good thing in front of saying one bad thing,
Compliment sandwich.
and you look good as a ghost. And then, shakies. But no, he knows that you have, the captain has invited you all to dinner in his quarters.
Sure.
Is there? You said you wanted to look through the cargo hold. Was there anything in particular you're looking for?
The particular collector that this
Oh, interesting.
sarcophagus was going to.
Interesting. Huh.
It's going to Packged, right?
It was slated to go to Packged. Let's see what kind of.
And that's where we're going.
Let's see what kind of perception roll we'll get. Okay, yeah, you start searching, rummaging around, and you find maybe parts of the crate. There does seem to be maybe you can reference it to the captain's manifest. But this crate looks like it was actually bound beyond Packged. Let me put on my thinking hat here, because I want to make sure I give you the right info and not mislead you on some red herring nonsense, right? Because then you'd be like, well, that's our quest now, is to find the. It's not your quest.
Oh no, his name. The collector's name is being written down and noted
Sure.
as a. If we ever come across you,
Yeah.
we'll know to look out for these.
So the name on the manifest it's a single name, and you've never heard this name before. Nathnelma.
Okay.
Nathnelma. And it is routed to a place called the Twilight Castrum.
Ooh.
Castrum, which you've also never heard of.
Duly noted.
Okay.
Would I have maybe heard of it?
I will take it to the rest
are you
of
in
the
there?
party.
Okay, so
you're
you
right
communicate this with the rest
I will
of the
be
party.
communicating this to the rest of the party.
Okay, we'll do so.
And say, is the thing intact? I guess the shipping label for Noah.
Does it have the QR code on it?
It's not entirely. I mean, the thing
UPC?
kind of tore through it, but you find the pertinent information on it to know that that's kind of who and where it was supposed to be routed to.
And I'm also going to look around and see if there's anything else that might be going to this collector.
Okay.
Or to anyone like, well, we're going to Packad, so
Oh.
to the Hag maybe, or
Oh, interesting.
because it's a cargo ship.
Interesting. Yeah, there's nothing aboard this ship that is routed directly to Packad.
Okay.
And this that you can find. And if you cross-reference this with the captain and say, no, he was hired specifically to come up this way to carry you.
Okay.
And then, you know, he maybe would drop off some of the things that were, you know, to go on to the Twilight Castrum. But yeah, he's like, you know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that cargo was going to Yaled.
So, have any of you guys heard of the Twilight Castrum?
Amon, you have not. I know you specifically asked for that information.
Alar?
No.
Which is right. She has not.
You can give me a roll too. Sure.
You think it's some kind of maybe a college?
Interesting.
It sounds like you're not entirely sure. It's some kind of place of learning.
Sure.
It's academia is tied to it. It's a very vague sense that it's definitely in Yaled, and it's maybe some kind of college.
Okay. Yeah, I'd pass it along. I think Ophelia, I think maybe some kind of school, some kind of I can't remember. I may have heard somebody mention it in Great Urge once, but it's been years. I'm not sure.
The crate with the coffin in it was going there.
Interesting. Perhaps they were going to study it.
I'll show you.
We are going quite a ways north, reaching to the deserts, up into the mana wastes. I suppose people will be interested in mummies and sarcophagus and the like. Although we're a long ways from places like Osirian, far, far to the north.
Mm-hmm.
This is just on bordering the mana wastes, kind of just the bluffs, so to speak. So, I haven't the slightest idea, honestly.
Now we could, just for reference, now that you've kind of identified that this was routed to Yaled, TJ, if you could throw the map up, if you can find it in a second, and throw it up full screen, we'll talk about that real quick. Kind of get your bearings now that you kind of know where this is supposed to be.
Okay.
So you could see that you've started making your way upriver. This was going to be routed through Packad to Yaled.
Ah, interesting.
Okay. That seems like a roundabout way to get there.
Kinda
But
does.
perhaps the cliffs and stuff near the sea are more treacherous, right? Maybe you get up into the highlands where it's a little less intense. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe get upriver, and then maybe there's some form of transportation in Packad that is much more efficient
Like an old road or something, yeah.
to get to Yaled. Yeah,
Perhaps.
because there's no waterways that will get you directly to Yaled, and it is kind of along those bluffs there. So
Sure.
hard to tell, but it is a little circuitous to come this way up the
Yeah.
river to routed through Packad and then over.
It seems odd, but I think also, I'm not sure Mert would necessarily have that grasp of relative distance from the ocean to Yaled. It's all up here in the north
Yeah.
of Geb, and that's to my extent, like
I think that nails it
approaching the
perfectly.
deserts of the Mana Waste, right?
Yeah, that's like it's like knowing the geography of a state you've hardly been to,
Right.
or maybe been to a couple times, and maybe
Yeah.
been to that section of that state a couple
Right.
times.
Mert was not necessarily a traveler in life,
So it makes sense. Yeah. Hard to do so when you're stuck behind the teller counter.
yes.
Okay, well, with that, Alara, was there anything that was happening before you decided everyone gets ready to go to dinner?
I was gonna go up to the deck because is Jonesy? I guess we didn't identify which one Jonesy is.
It's hard to tell. I have to keep flip-flopping around. So Jonesy is still alive,
Okay.
and he is still milling about, working kind of the... they're making sure that the sail and rigging for the sail are all secured for the night, because you're no longer going to rely on sails to go upriver. You're going to rely mostly on the oars. So he's working on securing that rigging along with another crewmate.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Jonesy.
Okay. What do you want to say to Jonesy?
She's got a Jones and
Well then.
Let me just go ahead
So
and put
is-
a strike through on the guys that have died, so I don't care.
So are all of your travels quite this full of adventure?
He kind of stares at you with his empty sockets. No.
Such leading conversation.
This is one of the guys you haven't really won over with your songs yet.
Oh, okay. I had it. Okay. I had him on my. Okay.
Oh, did I tell you that Jonesy was
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's. I'm gonna have to add a note here that.
actually.
Yeah. No,
should've
Jonesy
never-
likes her.
Okay, I've made a note that he is now friendly. No, lass, it's never quite this adventurous on these routes. Why do you ask?
I just wanted to compare notes and see if your travels have been anything like mine. It's you die once and then you apparently die again.
Oh, you've clearly died once, at least. What do you mean you die again?
I mean, just
Like you're
your
talking
friends.
about? Oh, yeah. I'm not the smartest member of the crew. That's why they've got me on the rigging. You're right. I suppose that's... I never thought of it that way. Having to die twice. But it's kind of scary when you put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I guess you have two chances to make it memorable.
Oh, I suppose I am wasting my life here just working the riggings.
Oh, no. That's.
Maybe I should go back to school.
Oh, what are you interested in?
Well, I like to learn how to weigh the anchor and then put the anchor down. I don't even know what you call it when you put the anchor down, but I know when you raise it up, it's called weighing it, right? I don't know. That's why they put me on this. I don't know. I'd like to work my way up to anchor.
Wow, that's.
I think. Do I have to go to school for that? Do you think?
I honestly I don't know how the career advancement among your crew works, but I mean that sounds very ambitious to me. Have you had a chance to speak to the captain?
No, you think I should?
Who knows how much
Maybe
time
you
we
could
have.
talk to him for me. He likes you. You get to have dinner with him tonight. Maybe you could say, hey, old Jonesy, he's really good at the sailing and the rigging. Maybe he could do the weighing and the unweighing of the anchor.
Hey, you know what? I would be
What's that?
happy to put
Hey.
in a good word for you.
It's called stowing.
Hey, Shaw, is that what they call it when you bring the anchor up or putting it down? You weigh the anchor, what is it called? And he's like, shut up, you're
Stowing.
stupid. You stow the anchor? Mm-hmm. When you put it down, that's stowing the anchor?
No, that's weighing the anchor.
Yeah, weighing the anchor is pulling it up, isn't it?
No, that's when you're stowing it.
See, that's why I'm on the sails.
Would you say drop?
And the
You
rigging.
just drop it?
I don't know. That's why I'm on the sails.
I don't have.
I just pull the rope
lore
through the
sailing, so-
bullseye. Just pull the rope. Pull the rope.
Well, I am somewhat learned in the medical arts, so perhaps you could be an osteopath or an orthopedic. That would be interesting.
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Skeleton.
But as the conversation goes on,
I'm sure most of them are unofficially because they're always
But
putting
yeah,
stuff
like-
back on.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
she gives him a little wink and a nod, and I'll put in a good word.
Oh, you're too kind, lass. I know. I could just hug you.
Anchor and weighing.
Drop and weigh. Okay.
Yeah, my anchor's pulling it up, dropping is. Well, there. Now I learned from the strange voice beyond the sea.
Plus one to intelligence.
Well, I mean, if it came from the sea, then it must be right.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Sea doesn't lie.
Do you think that's Gozer himself telling me? I better get back and say my prayers, and we're gonna all go say our prayers because it's break time. Whew. Good Lord.
Sliding into home there.
Oh man.
My God. That was-
So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, and yeah, kind of. We're gonna weigh anchor ourselves.
Reset.
the crew is going to, and the cast are going to walk off for just a second, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to hang out for a little bit, take a look at chat, hang out with you guys. We can talk sailing, because clearly I know a lot about it. We could talk about the game, we could talk about the characters, we could talk about the cast and crew, we could talk about Joseph's hatred of, what's the horse's name?
Frederick.
Frederick, see? Yep.
I love Frederick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so don't go anywhere. Just hang out with us. They're going to go step off for just a little bit, and then I'll step off for just a little bit, and then we'll get right back to it aboard the Rusalka on our way to Pag-Ged. And it'll be fun.
Absolutely.
I'm completely honest with you. There was a lot of talk about coffee. And
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, this is a pretty active chat tonight here. That's great.
Yeah, we were chatting about coffee and stuff.
Glad to see
Okay,
that.
that's good. Yeah.
Of course, Lysander putting his 2 cents in.
I know his Ergothoan theology.
What are we talking about coffee about? What's the coffee thread?
It's pumpkin spice season.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I myself, I do love some pumpkin spice, but lately I've been hooked on mushroom coffee. And
I've thought about trying that. I've heard of it.
It's I don't know. We're not sponsored by any of them, so I can just say this, right? Like, I don't really notice like a huge. I mean, I do get like the energy boost, like the caffeine kind of boost, but I don't get like jittery or like hype. Like if I go chug down like an energy drink or something, there's definitely a difference in my behavior, I think, when I do that. But the mushroom coffee, like all the things that like, it gets rid of brain fog, it gets rid of like, inflammation or GI stuff. I haven't really noticed any of that, honestly. But maybe I'm not doing
Enough
it right.
coffee?
Well, you're supposed to do like 1 8-ounce. At first, like your first couple weeks, it's like 2 8-ounce cups.
Okay.
And then every morning you're supposed to do 1 8-ounce cup, and that's supposed to like maintain the levels of these, different mushrooms, these different fungi and their effects, including cordyceps. So I have not turned into any kind of like fungal zombie yet. So there's that.
Good deal.
The last of us.
Yeah.
My favorite coffee company has a ton of unique flavors.
What coffee is that?
And one of them is called...
Well, I guess you can't say the brand name, right? Or you could.
One of them is called... Well, it fits right in with your crew here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Bones coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Bones coffee. Yeah. Yeah. You get it pre-ground or you get it beans?
Pre-ground.
Okay,
One of my
yeah.
favorite is R&B of dark chocolate.
Yeah. Okay.
And dark side chocolate truffle.
Yeah. My
Those are my
wife
faves.
has tons of different coffee. She's an espresso addict. So we have a couple of Nespresso machines, and I have I use one of her backup Keurigs. We have a regular espresso machine somewhere. But yeah, I get all of her Nespresso pods that she doesn't like when she orders in a bunch of flavors. The ones that she's like, I'm not a big fan of this. You can have them if you want them. And then if I don't like them, then she'll take them to work and just let free for all. But there's been a few flavors that taste like weird cheese or whatever, and I'm just
From this coffee company?
No, Nespresso.
Oh, these are...
Not a sponsor, so and probably never will be now that I've said that.
Like this coffee company has a ton of odd flavors, and you can get mystery flavors.
I don't know about mystery
that's kinda
flavored
fun.
coffee, but
It's
sounds fun.
interesting. I got one that recently on one of my orders that tasted, I think they were going for like a chocolate coconut,
Whoa.
like the bars,
Yeah.
but I just drank the last of it this morning, and it really tasted like a Samoa.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I was
can't go
like,
wrong
See that
with
being
that.
kinda
Oh.
good.
Yeah, my thing with the mushroom coffee, like straight up, it's pretty good. We've had some at work. It's kind of got like a little bit of an earthy, kind of medium roast flavor, and I like it. But I also like dumping, an ounce or two of syrups in them.
True.
Like, so I got
I
some
understand that.
pumpkin pie or s'mores or something like that, depending on the day. But yeah, what an interesting
sidebar here.
Yeah.
Our go-to, like, we're espresso people, so our go-to is like espresso and like a little like chocolate protein or something like that, and it makes a pretty good little protein mocha with lots of caffeine. So it's kind of like our morning jet fuel.
Yeah, that sounds super good too.
Yep.
Mike would like to know if you've always had this outlook on your undeath.
No, because it's a new development that I kind of accepted as a gift, like accept being a child of Urgathoa. Although I'm not sure necessarily I would consider the Pallid Princess my patron deity, right? I'm not interested in like devoting myself to her, but I accept her gift as a child of her of undeath, right? That she's brought forth. But initially, Mert was like mad, upset, or spiteful, vengeful, even, that like this was something that was his life was robbed from him, and like it's the twist of the dagger to keep me here stuck, so to speak, especially where he was in Great Urge before he started to kind of come back to more of I don't know what the term is, like understanding his mission, understanding what he can do now that he's undead. His new abilities, obviously. I think his new abilities are showcased pretty well in that last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, don't mind me. I'm going to step away for a sec. You guys can keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's something that's ever evolving for Mert. So he's definitely not always felt that way. Like he started out, cursing Urgathoa for keeping him here, or just, cursing the circumstances that he couldn't even quite remember. Although he did spend some downtime after book 1, getting to spend some time in that bank, working the job that he used to work in life. And it may have brought back some memories, may have clarified some things for him about what happened to him, and kind of where that puts him going forward, I guess. So he's definitely had some time to kind of reflect, and I think more of us will have some time to reflect on this boat travel. It's another kind of time for us to have some downtime and sit and reflect. So we might get to see more of that, get to learn a little bit more about Mert as we get some of this time to just hang out, basically, as we're getting rowed upstream.
It's a good question.
No,
it's
definitely
very interesting. We've got some real cool characters, I think, in our party.
Yeah.
So, he responded with, once all the mess and complications of living get stripped away, all that remains is to find and focus on one's purpose.
Yes, yeah. So I think Mert's purpose in life was a pretty mundane one, right? To enjoy kind of the things of most quick halflings, right? To enjoy good food with friends and strangers alike, and to enjoy the company of others, and to enjoy adventure. But I don't think that he really got to enjoy much adventure being a quick in Geb, living in Great Urge and working a job under the employ of undead. Or I guess, kind of participating in a system that certainly does not favor the quick.
And now I gotta make sure that the quick don't get poisoned.
Right. But I think that he is starting to see a purpose resolve for himself. That this gift he intends to use. And I think for some of you, like Lysander, who says, we're going to be bloodlords, perhaps maybe his aims are that high, but I'm not sure it's for Mert that he wants to be a bloodlord.
We're taking you up there with us. We're gonna each be a part of a bloodlord associated with one of the guilds, and then we're gonna have our own little guild.
But he's seen enough of how the betrayal and backstabbing and subterfuge takes place. He has faith in his friends, but we'll see if we all become bloodlords. I'm not sure he's convinced.
We'll be unique. We'll be bloodlords of different leagues or whatever, and then
If we all survive.
have faith, Mert. Have faith.
Mert gets beat on the regular, so I'm not sure. He might have a little
And
bit
many
more
people have
realistic
saved your boot.
outlook on that. Yes, I've been saved many times by those that I count my friends.
Yeah, I was looking ahead at planning out my character a little bit, and if Amon just dies outright, that'll be a pretty big bummer.
We've had that conversation when, especially like when we were leaving the Hungry Cottage, and me and Alara were very disadvantaged being ghosts.
Yeah.
It like man, if we have to die here, it's gonna be really hard. Like I really appreciate the character that I found and gotten to kind of act out with you guys of Mert. Like to me, he's an everyday hero, and I appreciate. He's very relatable to me. So I guess that's why I think he's approachable and enjoyable to play, because he's somebody I can see myself in a little bit, right?
Sure.
I don't know what that says about Mike and Lysander and his.
We could let him talk about that one.
Mike has a very extended way of things. He takes himself and he like puts a part of him over here to see it from an entirely
Sure.
different angle.
That is
And
kind of
then
a fun.
whips something out that makes you go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?
Well, we'll save it for when he can defend himself. But yeah, I think that it is interesting to see how different people approach role-playing characters, and how even role-playing a character for a game can kind of help you have fresh perspective, because the person that you're exemplifying or playing out, has different values based on kind of the lore that Paizo's provided, right? Like if you're playing a Leshy, Leshy's gonna think about things very differently than I do,
Yeah, there's like when I make characters, and Jacob, you've seen a little bit of this. Like, there's always like a very similar, like all the characters have a very similar history, or like a story arc where it's like,
Yep.
am I okay?
All my characters have been horribly
What's wrong with
abused.
Joseph?
Yeah.
By the way, Patrick,
Yes,
what did you say the ship was named again?
the Rusalka.
Then it's not the Nostromo
No,
or the Salaka?
no, those are all good names for ships, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard those somewhere.
Somewhere. Did Jonesy
Yeah.
survive because he was thrown in a crate or something?
That could have been his backstory. Yeah.
Sure. And Kane had he was the one with the hole in his chest, right?
No, not yet. That's yeah. Don't spoil the next encounter.
Oh boy.
All right. Yes, you caught my little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I figured you-
About 1 hour 20 minutes in, you see me kind of giggling because if you go back and rewatch, I'm giggling at 1 hour 20 minutes in.
I
Because
think it's when I said Bishop. This is when you.
No,
when
I
you caught
caught on pretty much immediately when you said Ash and Bishop, and then later it was, I think it was Josie, and then Ash and Bishop confirmed it.
So you heard
Later when you
Jonesy and
said-
you immediately thought of the cat.
When you said and then when you said Kane, I
It was locked in. for
couldn't
you.
stop
Yeah.
myself from laughing. That was pretty.
Okay. Nerd. But I am too, so that's fine.
Kane needs an able.
It was a little Easter egg, mostly for Joseph and other fans of the.
I don't think that like the nerd it's almost a
doesn't-
compliment
It
in this
doesn't hurt as
company.
much as you think it
It's
does.
like, yeah,
though,
me
right?
too, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And
Yeah. Yeah, you too, bro.
I, for one, was tickled. So thank you.
Oh yeah, good. I was like, I had to come up with names, and I was like, well, they're on a ship. What have I been watching lately that people are on a ship? Oh, okay. So, but the ship is the Rusalka. I couldn't just put it that much on the nose and be like, you climb aboard the Nostromo. Like that would be obvious. Okay. But aboard the Nostromo, you are ready to have your dinner of sorts with Captain Silverskull. And he finally like opens up the doors to. So if you remember, as you go kind of aft on the ship, there is the helm. So that's kind of sits above his cabin. His cabin, has the stained glass windows on the back of the ship, and in front of his cabin is like his dining and office, right? So the captain's ready room, I suppose. That's where he kind of keeps all his navigational tools, his maps. There's like a table there with several chairs, and that's where he'll take his meals apart from the crew. Kind of have to eat like, wherever they can find a spot, maybe
Sure.
up in their bunks or right there in the galley. But they're all skeletons, and skeletons, when they eat, they don't really eat, but they may take like a scoop of like bone tissue, bone matter, and just kind of like replace pieces of them. They may absent-mindedly chew on it, just to get some of that mineralization maybe back in their system somehow, or maybe it's just muscle memory, even though they don't have muscles anymore. But he's
The
brought
memory of muscles long gone.
the memory of muscle memory of eating makes them want to chew on these bones. And you can, if you're playing a skeleton, you can play this however you want, but their undead hunger, so to speak, is to have bone material to constantly replenish their tissues. So
cool.
the captain does have a very fancy set of like porcelain dishes with a very fancy kind of design painted around the gilt edges of his plates, and he does have like a carafe and a glass, but it's obviously not for him. And he has you all sit down, and he first of all, he thanks you profusely once again for saving his crew. And he goes into how he was talking earlier when you first boarded, and maybe he's mentioned it here and there, why anybody would want to travel to Paquette. And there were some questions like, well, what are you talking about? And he said, well, that's none of my business, or I'll tell you later, or whatever. He was very dismissive at the time, but I think now that you've fully earned his trust, he kind of opens up during this meal. Now, he provides from the cargo things that he thinks that you would enjoy. Now, he does find a collection of carafes that contain some kind of reddish liquid, and there's the glass for you there. I'm not sure that he has any brains on hand
Sure.
in the cargo hold,
So-
and I'm not going to kill one of my horses for him, but...
So I would have, when we take a seat, I sit next to the little drinking bird, and I'll,
There is one of the little drinking birds here.
yeah, I'll reach into to my bag and I'll grab one of those seaweed wrapped portions of brains. I'll take one and I'll actually hand it to Remy,
Oh,
and then I'll reach in and grab a second one for myself and set it down on the dish. And I do like having the dish because it reminds me of sitting down and eating a meal at a table setting. So I'll unwrap it and we'll both eat our brains.
Sure. So Remington will go at it like almost feral, like, full ham-fisted, shoving it in his mouth. And you're taking dainty little cuts like
I wouldn't say dainty little cuts.
okay. But you're well-mannered.
Sure.
Okay, that works. But as far as the two sort of incorporeal members of your group, what is it that he asks, what can I get my men to serve you? I don't even know. Anything?
I suppose I would ask what you have. I mean, I have a few meager rations in my bag, but
But you can eat regular food.
yeah, I can certainly try.
Oh.
Yes.
Sometimes it takes me some time, but
I see.
Not the quickest process, but
Oh, well, I had no idea. I always run with a skeleton crew. But he has the galley prepare you something, relatively quick so that you can, be able to eat with the others.
Sure.
And then the conversation kind of turns to, again, why do you want to go to Paquette?
Myrtle lean over and say, "Well,
You don't know? Well, off with the ship.
well, I suppose we can be forthcoming. Of course, I'm sure you heard in town that Sani was taken care of, so to speak, in Sallow Shore.
I caught wind of that, yeah.
And, well, she's a member of a coven. She's the second of the members that we've taken care of. We expect to find the third up in Paked. That's where we're headed. To find her and take care of her. We're under the employ of a bloodlord, you see. Miss Berlin Haldoli. I don't know if you've ever heard of her.
Yeah, the name is familiar to me, but I don't know a lot about her. But you see, I'm curious because Paked is, well, it's a dead town. It's a wasteland. Not too long ago, maybe it's been a few years, but you see, there are no living left in the town.
Oh.
Everything was poisoned. The air is poisoned. The water is poisoned. It's a dead town. Everything that was alive there has now been... the people that live there still, if you can call it that, are the strangest things that I'd ever laid eyes on, and I hope to never lay eyes on again. But there's some form of creature that just oozes the same filth that the town is poisoned with.
Oh, it sounds horrible.
There's nobody made it out alive, and it's said that even the graveyards are empty. That there are horrible experiments that went on there. That the land is polluted, the water is polluted. I just can't imagine what you would seek out there, but now if you think that there's some member of a hag coven there, I suppose that would make sense. Let me, yeah.
Mert, kind of like listening to Silver Skull's story, kind of absently reaches down with a fork or a utensil to eat his food, and does actually just scoop it right up into his mouth. And like almost out of shock, like looks over to Alara, like, and then continues to.
He doesn't even seem to notice that exchange happened. He just doesn't even think twice about you being able to just eat normally.
Sure.
He goes on to tell you that Paked was largely an industrial town that used to produce a lot of metalworks, things that things like plows, weaponry, machinery, components for clockwork. It just really, the industry has long since died down though, since the poisoning. Most of the dead continue to work the factories there, but they don't take kindly to any outsiders at all.
Dear.
Oh boy.
It's said that anybody who is living that enters Paked never comes out again.
Oh, great.
Well, we may have to prove that long. What do you think, Ophelia? Sounds like we're going into an ambush if you and Lysander are along.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
It's I've even heard tell that even if you're not alive, if you're not from Paked, if you're not one of these poison things, you don't belong.
So, how long ago did the poisoning happen?
Years ago. No one knows for certain. There's been no communication in or out for years. Just when I bring my stuff to the docks, there's one or two of those poison things with wagons, and even the wagons are driven by these strange half machine, half creature things that pull the wagons.
Dear.
I've never seen anything like it, and they don't talk to me, and I don't talk to them, and my crew offloads, and we get out as soon as we can. And I've come to like you, and I worry for you, and I fear that just walking up the road to Paked is certain death for you.
By the way, I've been sitting there eating my brains, right? And eating
Yes,
the
one does.
brain rations, not my brains. But as I'm like cutting pieces off and eating them, when you make mention of Berlin, I'm just kind of like, and stop for a second, and then keep going. And then when we get to this point in the conversation when we're talking about like it being dangerous to the living, I just say like, I'll protect you any way I can.
We know you'll do your best, Amon.
I don't feel as if we asked enough questions before we.
We didn't ask any questions.
Yes.
We just kind of followed the leads to where we were going.
Well, Berlin instructed us to take care of this coven, wherever they may lie, and yeah, Paquette certainly doesn't sound like a paradise, but we'll do our best to find them. And
How do you even propose to find who you're looking for?
Says, can we maybe kill the creature that is spewing the poison?
oh, to ask Silver Skull.
The entire population of the town is poison.
Oh.
Every single one of these men or women that come to pick up our shipments are these strange, they look kind of like ghouls maybe, but instead of the teeth they have extremely long claws that just drip constantly with foul fluid.
What sounds?
They have a strange greenish pallor to their skin, unlike anything I've ever seen.
And you said there was rumors of an experiment? Is that what you said?
Multiple horrible experiments. Nobody quick has ever. The entire town died. It's said from poisonings.
Is there a way to take out whatever is spewing the poison?
You'd have to take out the entire town, is what I'm telling you. The town itself, the river runs with poison.
It's
They-
entirely poisoned.
Well, it sounds like, as much as we may dislike it, we're gonna have to do our best to infiltrate and try to convince them that we mean no harm. Perhaps Lysander's can be a talker. I think he might be able to convince them that we don't mean them harm. Although he is quick, so it might be difficult.
How does one convince an entire town?
One person at a time, I think, is how Lysander usually does it.
Yeah, he just kind of talks and people.
Well, I suppose we could try to sneak in undetected. But
I think we should check when we get there. I think we should look around the town and see if there's anything. I don't know, somebody who is close to the town, but not part of the town.
Well, it sounds like, from what Silver Skull's saying, they kill all the outsiders or they don't make it. But I think you're right. If we can find some way to learn some kind of intel, there might be a way to precisely eliminate the hag that stays there. I don't see how we're gonna just go start asking around with all these horrible creatures.
I think we're gonna have to scout around the city first,
I agree.
and
We did.
then
We watched Lysander do a good job of that with the crew here, and perhaps he could do something similar outside Paquette.
perhaps.
I just don't want you to run headlong into death.
What about
It's an interesting choice of words, young Mert, that you said infiltrate. Because this is a different kind of game we're about to play. So forget everything you knew about going into a dungeon or a city or a building and hacking and slashing your way to the boss monster and getting it done. This is a whole new way of playing Pathfinder. Well, it's not a new way. It's been around in all of 2E, but it's a new way for us. And it's called the infiltration rules. Okay.
Man,
Do you want to hack and slash your way through hundreds, if not thousands, of people?
I'm just blown
Nope.
away at like
And
how
certain
much.
death?
I'm gonna put.
I'm blown away at how much this adventure path just like keeps
Oh, the
changing.
curveballs, yeah.
Like, I mean, I think it's one thing, and then it's something else, and then it's something else. I mean, I've never played underwater, so that was a whole.
Yes.
And now we're gonna infiltrate.
Yes,
Okay.
poison clockwork amalgamations.
It's like,
It's like, I don't know. It's like they shook up like topics on dice and rolled them. It's just like, this is what you're doing next.
it's like, will my disguise kit finally come in handy?
Oh, good point.
That's a very interesting question.
Let's infiltrate. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Great. Well, we still have to row about 10 days upriver, but we'll kind of get to that. But let's talk about infiltration, and let's do a kind of a mid-session actually.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then.
Okay, so actually infiltration is way different than the normal kind of mode of how you think of playing these kind of role-playing games, these kind of combat and strategy-driven role-playing games. The way this works is you typically have, in an infiltration, you have an objective, right? You have a single kind of thing that you have to do. And that might be getting into a fortress to rescue somebody.
Right.
It might be getting into a government building to retrieve a certain kind of document and then getting out.
Sure.
And you're not going to want to like hack and slash your way through, every desk jockey and every knight and every guard of, whatever you're going into.
Yeah.
You could, but that could get really boring and get really kind of sloggy. And then,
Sure.
Ultimately you want to kind of, let's get this
Yeah.
move forward. So this is a kind of a fun way to kind of get your thinking juices flowing and use some of those skills that you've invested in that maybe
Sure.
you haven't even got to use so far. And use some of the equipment that you maybe have stumbled on or have purchased,
Ooh.
like your disguise kits. So first things first, the thing that you need to obtain or recover or kill is your objective, right? And it sounds like you already have a pretty good idea of what your objective is here in Paquette,
Yep.
right? And that is to get the recipe for DeCrozia's spice cake, right?
Totally.
No? Okay, it's to kill DeCrozia, right?
Yep.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna go
great.
with that one.
So as you are working on an infiltration, you can think of this as like almost like a heist movie, right?
Right.
Or a spy movie, or even along the lines of some of what was the Nick Cage movie, the where he's after the historic documents. And
Oh,
National Treasure.
yeah, stuff like that. That's kind of how we're gonna like imagine and play out these scenarios, right? And it's not going to be necessarily like I run up to the thing and I hack at it with my sword until he has 0 hit points, and then we go to the next thing.
Right.
Okay, so great. We have an objective. When you're trying to achieve your objective, there are going to be obstacles that you have to overcome along your way to get closer to
Sure.
that object, that objective. And that may be things like, I don't want to tell you what the obstacles here because you want to figure out the town first, and then we'll kind of, how do you want to approach this? And then
Sure.
there'll be obstacles that kind of fit to that approach, right? But when you run across an obstacle, you then will have to typically kind of take turns as players performing certain actions, right?
Right.
And they could be skills or uses of feats or whatever, you decide to do. Some obstacles are designed to be group obstacles, which means each person gets to do something together as a team.
Got it.
And each time you successfully make a skill check against the DC of the obstacle, you earn infiltration points. Once you get a certain number of infiltration points, you defeat that obstacle. Okay? And that gets you closer and closer to your objective. And it might
Right.
say, like, to get to this phase of this infiltration, you have to complete 4 obstacles. Okay? As you're going along, as you're going along these obstacles, sometimes the pacing is going to change. Like we're used
Sure.
to like combat kind of dialing down into 6-second rounds, and it kind of spreads out over 3 actions, etc. But everybody that does a turn, that only takes 6 seconds of game time, right? But there's this kind of distorted time dilation in infiltration where certain rounds may take a few minutes. Certain rounds may take a few hours. Certain rounds may take a day of work.
Right.
But each round, each time you do something, that may represent that kind of, you have a few hours to do what Mert's going to do. And then Ophelia would have a few hours to do what she's going to do. They may do that together. Or that you guys may split off and do things as individuals.
Right.
It's up to you what kind of risks you want to take, what kind of skills you want to use, and how you want to earn these infiltration points.
Yeah.
Now, as you work towards these obstacles, if you succeed, you earn infiltration points. If you fail, you start earning awareness points, meaning that as you're trying to infiltrate into this town, or the fortress, or the city government building, whatever it is, more and more people or staff or guards or whatever start to get a sense something is going on here, something is wrong. Maybe some people report sightings. Maybe
too long at that lock.
The boss figures it out, right? And as you accrue awareness points, more and more problems will arise. Okay, and that may lead into complications. Okay, so usually when you reach a certain number of awareness points, as like the town becomes more aware of something wrong going on, then more activity to root you
they
out.
Muster the guard or something.
Yeah, more and more things start happening against you. So it's kind of a race against time in a sense. You can't just kind of hem and haw your way through here, because eventually the town will figure you out and the infiltration will completely fail, and then you're kind of back to square one and you have to escape and figure out another way to do it. Okay, so awareness points are kind of a way of like a timer. After each round, after each person gets a chance to kind of do something, you are going to earn 1 awareness point just for the simple fact that you're poking your nose where it doesn't belong.
Sure.
Okay, but critical failures or failures in obstacles will also earn you extra awareness points, and things can ramp up really quickly. Okay, my favorite way of looking at this is rescuing a certain princess from a flying space station that looked like a moon. Right? That was like what, 4 or 5 people and some robots against hundreds, if not thousands, of things. It's kind of like that.
Sure.
Okay. And what a fun way to imagine like what you can do, right?
Yeah.
Think about what those guys did to get into. They disguise themselves, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I'm picturing like diamond heist situation, right? Where it's like you have to prep up, you have to do this, case the place, you know what I mean? All this preparation, and things can go wrong, and things can,
Oh yeah. Yeah, if the guy that you entrusted to cut into the safe sets off the alarm,
right?
Things can go south really quick. However, there are ways that you can kind of work your way in and maybe find ways to secure positions within whatever you're infiltrating, or you can meet people that are sympathetic to your cause.
Sure.
So not only will you have complications, but you also may have opportunities where you may form alliances, or you may find a safe house or something that kind of gives you a little bit of a boon to kind of push you forward in the infiltration.
Okay.
And that could come about through, the certain uses of certain skills, certain event thresholds, whatever. It's just kind of a story way to get you in. So one of the first things that you probably want to do when you're thinking about infiltrating Pac Ed is to do kind of what you were already touching on, which is some preparation, right? This is kind of the phase 1 of an infiltration, is preparation. And there are some specific things that you can do to prepare for an infiltration. And if you are successful, you may earn something called edge points, right? You follow me? There's like 8 different point systems we have to keep track of. Not really, it's only 3. And I'll be tracking them. And individuals will earn infiltration points. And certain like infiltration point thresholds will be a success and earn you closer to the objective. As you continue to the objective, you earn awareness points as whatever you're infiltrating becomes more and more aware of your presence. But by spending time preparing for the infiltration, you get something called edge points. Edge points are kind of like hero points, okay? So the way those work is, and I had really like some notes to make this easier than kind of scrolling around, but you can prepare to earn edge points, and you can spend an edge point to turn one of your checks from a failure into a success. Okay, so instead of like a hero point is like a reroll, this just says, you know what, I have edge on this, and I'm going to push this up to a success. Okay?
Gotcha.
That makes sense. Like if you're well prepared, you can, prevent something bad from from going awry, right? Like you're about to be spotted, and I have my grappling hook, so I'm gonna jump off the wall and get out of the way so they don't see me or whatever.
Yeah, and that's how we want to play this, right? Is like, I want you to narratively describe how you're taking advantage of these points. I want you to narratively describe how you are, talking about, scouting the town. Like, how are you going to do it? Where are you going to do this from? What are you going to watch for? I really want you to dig into and think about what it is you're doing, and then we'll kind of, make these rolls. And I'm not going to drag it out for session on session on session.
Yeah.
But we're going to get you closer and closer and closer to Decrosia, and then finally, if you beat enough obstacles, you figure out where she is. Okay. So that's kind of phase 2 of this infiltration. So first is going to be preparation, right? And there's a few things that you can do to earn edge points. There is a limit on the edge points you can earn.
Okay.
Right? So you can attempt 3 kind of preparation tasks to earn edge points. After that, otherwise you would just sit here and just, I want to try this to get an edge point. I want to try this.
Sure.
Eventually, like, someone's going to spot you and the prep is over. Okay. So you get 3 things you can do. Now, once you have kind of made the preparations, then you can start kind of trying to figure out where is Decrosia in this town, right? Because you don't want to go building to building searching for her. You're going to figure out, like, through a number of different obstacles,
right,
where she's located. Once you figure out where she's located, then you're going to want to infiltrate that particular location.
Right.
So then it's going to kind of narrow from town to like a location.
Building.
Then once you find that location, you get to her, then all hell breaks loose. Let's say you succeed, and let's say you find Decrosia, and let's say you kill her. As soon as she dies, the whole town goes, yay, we're all friends now. Do you want to buy some stuff? Right?
Sure.
Probably not.
Right. We need to get the heck
You're
out of there in
probably
one
going to
piece.
need to run.
Which
But-
may tie
strategy.
into like well planned preparations to like have an exit strategy. You
Exactly.
definitely don't want to plan a one-way trip.
100%. And some of those objectives that you can work to overcome may set you up for an easier escape in the future. So perfect. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. And I know it's maybe I've thrown a curveball at you, but I think we're going to have a little bit of fun with this.
Yeah, we're up for it.
We're definitely going to lean into our strategy and role play chops and some skill checks. Right?
Yep.
Some of those skill checks will be secret. Others won't be. It just depends on the traits of those particular skills.
Sure.
Okay. I think that's enough for our mid-session, actually, on infiltration. Does anybody, do you have any questions, or do you have any, clarifications that you might want to talk about, or anything that, because this is new, right? This is new to me, too. So,
It feels fluid enough where I think we're gonna kind of, as we go, I'll be, kind of throwing stuff at you to see what sticks in terms of, oh, okay, here's the obstacle. Can I do this? Well, actually, maybe I can do this. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna rely heavily on you kind of describing the obstacles as we go too, to know what we're up against.
right. And I will say that, just as a point of clarification, that the obstacles will depend on what it is you want to do to
Right.
find out the objective.
Right.
Right. The first objective is, where the hell is she?
Right.
Right. And that may, you mentioned maybe Lysander can convince some townsfolk to help you guys.
Sure.
Maybe
Risky, but
you
yeah.
can get in and find your way into, maybe on the outskirts of town. Maybe there's a guy working on a house or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then he can maybe try to approach that person and try to talk to them and see what happens.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Where is she, and how do we get there?
Yep. You'll find out as you beat objectives.
Okay.
Yep. It was a nice try. That's where I know it was
You almost
classic
had him.
Joseph. Yeah.
Close.
Wouldn't it be funny if I slipped up and she's like, well, she's in building C4, which
Oh,
you
yeah.
see here on the map.
Yeah, we know right where
And
C4 is,
you
of
find,
course.
if you find building C4, you just head right there, and the code to the door
And you explode.
is 1, 2, 3, 4. Code to the door. So that's kind of what the dinner kind of entails. Is the captain like thanking you for saving the majority of his crew, ensuring the safety of his ship, the continued ability to continue upriver and deliver these goods, and minus the sarcophagus. But he wants to make sure that you just don't go into this blind, that he's seen some things, and that if you were to just walk up the road and, like, hey, we've got some stuff to sell, and where's the inn, and that's not how Packhead's going to work for you.
No, don't do that.
So.
Now, before we finish, I want to make sure I put in a good word for Jonesy.
Oh, okay. So.
Just at any point before we finish our dinner.
Okay. Do you want like a diplomacy roll with that, or do you want to just like?
Sure.
What do you say?
I'm just gonna tell him like, hey, I was getting to know some of your crew, and good men, good skeletons.
Most of them,
Yeah. I've really kind of taken a liking to Jonesy, and
really?
He's got some ambition,
He's a bit soft, in this. I think maybe he's got a soft spot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but he's kind of interested in doing some work with the anchor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So far, I've only entrusted him to the ropes, the rigging and the sails.
Yeah.
Seems to be what he can handle.
Just wanted to let you know that
Maybe I'll have him shadow. Maybe I'll have him shadow Drake. Drake's pretty good with the anchor. We'll go from there.
That sounds
But I
great.
appreciate your kind words. I do have a personnel development plan for each of them, and I like to make sure that my crew grows professionally as well as.
And you've never had to put him on a pip.
Oh, not yet. He's, like I said, he's good at the riggings.
So there we go.
We found what he is, the one thing he is good at, and put him to work there. Yeah, we'll see if we can expand his horizons a little bit. Much appreciated.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I think we need to take some time and talk about our approach to the city once we get closer.
Okay. So the dinner goes on, and again, like, well, I need to get back to, seeing to my crew. They're in that kind of a moment that I need to make sure that, I continue to support them, etc. And, but continue to enjoy the meal, and, we have a long row ahead of us.
Cotton, do you have a map of Packhead by chance?
No, that's a great question, and I unfortunately do not. I just have the maps of the seaways and rivers that I follow.
Thank you, Captain.
And then off he goes to see to his crew, and of course the continued steerage of the ship up the river, and he leaves you this kind of office conference room. It shows a tremendous amount of trust, I think, to leave you in here.
Sure.
That's his office.
To plan and think about how you're going to approach Packhead.
Yeah, I think time will tell, but I don't know really what the environs surrounding Packhead look like. I know that the further north we go, the closer we get to the desert. So I suppose we'll have to see, but depending on the terrain, it might be very difficult to approach unnoticed from distance if it's just trackless land.
Well, and we'll be seen at the dock, right? Because he says there are people that come to the...
Not necessarily. I suppose we could get out early, or I don't necessarily know about like stowing away in any of the shipments. I suppose we could.
Well, it's all being routed, so...
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to go to Yeled
stay.
in a box. That sounds like not very fun.
Well, we won't know until we know, and I think our first step is going to be Recon. Once we get there, watch, see what's happening, see what information we can gather just from observing.
I agree. And quite frankly, I don't even know the size of Packhead. I don't know if this is just a small town with a few dozen people, or if it's a city with thousands.
Well, He said it was industrial.
Yeah, it sounds like a sizable place.
Yes, with the amount of industry they used to have, that would be a lot of people.
Well, that rules out open warfare, to be sure.
So I could take a society check to kind of
Sure.
get a sense of like, do you know kind of the lay of the land around Packhead? Do you know the size of it? Those are all kind of questions that I think could lend themselves to a society check.
Yeah, if you want to roll it up for me, I'd
Like
love to know.
society as well.
And I've got, looks like 11 for Mert. Is that right?
Yep.
Am I-
You got it.
And then Ophelia, what did
12.
12? Okay. All right.
10.
Okay. And I think Lysander might have a little bit. Yeah, well, he's not trained, but he can give it a go. Yeah, he's not sure. I think he's focused primarily on Mekatar. And then Alara?
I'm 10.
10. Okay. Oh, okay. So,
You know what, Patrick? Can I aid on that instead?
Oh,
sure. I'll take the roll that you use and give it as an aid to, we'll say, since you
Well-
rolled right after. Well, you rolled right before Alara, so I'll give you the aid to Alara.
Well, actually, I get +4 circumstance bonus on checks to aid. Due to my cooperative nature
Oh,
as a human.
okay. Wait, you're not human. You're a zombie.
Well,
His base was human.
All right, you. Okay.
Is this a skill? Is this a skill check then?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can always use dubious knowledge if I fail. So.
Ooh, all right.
oh.
You did, in fact, not fail.
Okay.
In fact, you were very
Dubious.
successful, especially with the aid. Actually, it was a critical success.
oh,
Yeah, so I draw on my knowledge from my time in the Carter's Consortium. Although I've never actually been to Packhead, I've heard murmurings from other places I've been, and I kind of share those murmurings with Laura.
That's perfect, because it's interesting you say that, because with the critical success, what you know is that there are no major faction presences in Packhead anymore. However, there is a Carter's Consortium presence in the town because of its kind of distribution
sure.
function.
Sure.
That still works to this day. With the critical success, all of you working together and kind of pooling your knowledge, kind of know these things. Mert, you thought maybe it would be 100% abandoned, but the captain has already kind of assuaged that thought.
Right.
It is, in fact, a polluted industrial town. It used to be hundreds and hundreds of people as far as the population. We got to scroll down to the town. Yeah. There's probably at least 600 to 700 people that live there at any given time. When the town had a quick population, those quick got sick and died with startling frequency and in startling numbers. It is currently a source for simple metal wares like plows, and the Carter's Consortium does contain a shipment there because it works to ship out the products. It is rumored now, with a critical success, that it is a dying town, and over the years the mortar population died in poisonings. They didn't just get sick, they were poisoned. Most of the dead rose again and continue to work there in the city.
Oh.
Like, go about their lives as
Yeah.
like they did when they were alive. They ship out technological products, and it is rumored that most recently they have started shipping out firearms from Alkenstar.
Oh.
Oh, I don't like that fact.
Whether or not that rumor is true or not, I'm not entirely certain, because it is relatively new murmurings.
Sure.
Maybe you've heard that through the Carter's Consortium, and that aid kind of lend itself to Alara figuring all that out. That the population that he's talking about, those strange green-skinned, dripping people, were the people that used to live there and have reanimated after being poisoned.
So we are all in agreement that Necrosia is probably the one that poisoned the entire town, right?
Yeah.
It's a strong chance.
Maybe
I-
this was a small scale.
Well, we never knew what she was making, so my guess is probably whatever she was planning maybe didn't go so well.
Maybe it went
This
too
is
well.
just a small scale.
Or maybe
to see
test.
if it's to
That's
see
a
if
They
it
did say
works.
experiments.
That's a good point, Mert. Maybe this worked exactly as intended, and this is what they were trying to do to the whole of Gib.
Or beyond the borders of Geb even.
But yeah, I can't imagine Necrosia isn't at the center of this.
Yeah, it's a strong chance that she was involved. Yeah, perhaps
Yeah.
this was the beginnings of
Test bed.
their machinations to poison the quick elsewhere.
Interesting with the connection with metalwork.
She said she didn't have. Well, our notes said that she wasn't making her
Her shipments.
shipments, but we don't know what she was making.
Right.
So the specific thing that you saw in the cottage was the ledger,
Insufficient
quantities.
Quantities.
and those are the only words. Now,
Right.
Is it Decrosia was making insufficient quantities? Was she receiving insufficient quantities?
Insufficient quantities of what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Insufficient quantities of living to test it on because they're already all poisoned? Hard telling.
And Laura, you
That's an
mentioned
twist.
Oh.
interesting the connection with metal. How so?
Just if this was a town that was manufacturing metal, I mean, perhaps she was just shipping it out, her products, whatever she was making out with others. But if this is making farming equipment, such as plows or other things, perhaps there's a connection, with whatever. Since they were going after farming to begin with, it might be an interesting way to deliver a poison.
Yeah, right. Because you can put poisons on a blade, and a blade is. What's a farm? What's a plow? It's a bigger blade.
Yeah.
Poison the land.
I suppose. That's a great point. Yeah, if they're somehow infusing some kind of poison into the farming equipment, that could be another vector for poisoning the quick population.
Yeah, and it could just be much like the caviar. It's just a decoy, and they're shipping out something else. But worth looking into.
Particularly concerned about, you mentioned advanced weaponry from Alkenstar, from the dwarves there. That I don't. Would a society be appropriate to know more about Alkenstar or firearms? It's a very
firearms
niche
would be more
thing.
crafting, I
Yeah.
think. And well, let's see.
Can I
It's
do a crafting roll on that?
to know what exactly.
I'm just the same thing. You said it would be crafting.
To know something specific about firearms, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just Mert is I don't know anything about those advanced technologies other than very vague rumors and whispers. But we're up against something formidable if they have advanced technology like that.
Yeah.
And where would that have come from? If they've been a completely isolated town for years, why would they suddenly have a new technology?
Why would they suddenly start arming themselves like they're an army?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, if they say nobody can come in and they've been completely isolated, why an advancement now?
Isolated, save from the Carter's consortium that manages their ins and outs. So then, crafting for any knowledge I can gain from this advanced weaponry.
Okay. It's very vague. What specifically do you want to know? What they do, how you make them, who makes them, etc.
Maybe what they do.
Okay. We'll start with your society check. So Alkenstar is just a vague kind of thought to
Yeah.
Mert. It's in a foreign nation, right? You know that there is this strip of basically wastelands between Nex and Geb. That it is, there's all kinds of bizarre things that you're not even sure what they are there. There are a few holdout cities in that area, and that Alkenstar may be one of those cities. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot that Mert knows.
Makes sense.
As far as firearms, with crafting, okay, they're guns. So
Boomsticks.
basically, well, yeah, that's a good word for them. So yeah, they're basically an advanced form of weaponry that uses like an alchemical reaction to propel a projectile through a mechanical apparatus to project it at super high speeds, and are known to be extremely deadly weapons.
Sure. And then, would you take society for me to figure out like how they may or may not be getting them?
That kind of rolls into the society roll that you roll for Paquette.
Okay.
Yeah, like how they're getting them. You just know that suddenly there's been rumors of them exporting firearms.
Well, I'll share the information with, I mean, I know we all know what guns are, but I'll share the information with the party that, I don't know if you've ever seen these firearms before, but they use alchemical materials to fire a projectile at very high speeds. It can cause a lot of damage.
It's very insightful.
Sounds horrible, especially if what we expect the land surrounding Paquette to be a waste. It's going to be if they have formidable ranged weapons.
That's not my favorite combination.
I can't outrun alchemically propelled projectiles. We may not even make it to the gates of this city.
Now, to your point, though, Joseph, yes, we know like what firearms are, but in the world of Galarian, they are extremely rare
Sure.
items that you usually don't see all over the place. It just happens to be in close proximity to this city, Alkenstar, that is a location where these things are produced.
Sure.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of other places that would produce this, and this kind of out of character. I think maybe Tianjia has like some places where they produce these, like the dragon pistols and things, because they have the fireworks.
Right.
And
I think Arcadia as well, right, with beast guns and stuff like that. But very few places.
It's very rare, and it's very rare to have characters that have access to these in Galarian, at least.
I think you mean uncommon.
Sure. Yeah.
So it sounds as though we might want to consider at least some cover of night at some point.
Yeah, if we're going to infiltrate, I mean, to be fair, a good deal of us can see well at night as it is, but it could help us, if nothing else.
Okay. Well, let's talk about, like you said, you guys want to make plans. Let's talk about your preparations when you get to Paquette. I know we've talked about maybe scouting out the city, that sort of thing. But let's hold off on that for now, because we're going to fast forward the rest of the river journey, because that goes by fairly uneventfully. You may be asked to like help out the crew because they are a little bit short-handed. They really are operating on a skeleton crew now, so that they may be asking to help out in the galley, to help out with rowing mostly. I don't think any of you have any kind of lore sailing or anything where you could apply any of your knowledge to helping out with actual steerage or anything like that. But the crew kind of rallies around you and maybe teaches you a few things to kind of just help out with some of the basic tasks of keeping the ship going upriver. And so the 10 days that it takes to finally get to the dock, it's coming up ahead, and standing at the helm, with his eye patch raised and the spyglass kind of being focused, Captain Silverskull seems to notice something and calls out for the oars to kind of slow a pace, and you're coming up to the dock. And he relays to the crew to tell you to get below decks. You guys get below decks, and as you're approaching, maybe you're watching out the oar, the holes where the oar kind of comes out of the ship, or maybe you catch a glimpse as you're running down to get below decks, whatever the case is. You see that waiting at the dock is a wagon. The wagon is being pulled by this strange creature that looks mostly mechanical. It's quadrupedal, maybe. It looks almost humanoid.
What?
But it has very large arms and shorter hind limbs. For lack of a better term, it looks like a big ape, but a mostly mechanical ape.
Okay.
That is kind of standing there, and it looks like it's got rigging to pull the cart. And standing next to the cart, smoking a pipe, is this man. But as you go below decks, it's kind of, you don't really get a detailed glimpse of this person. But the captain tells you, get below decks, and once we get the cart loaded, and they're on the way up the road, then we'll get you out of here. Now,
Sounds good to me.
Lysander points out this may be an opportunity to learn more about the town. If we can overtake that wagon and maybe talk to the person or take them captive or something. What do you think?
If that's our plan, maybe we should allow him to get away from the docks, maybe down the road a ways. Maybe we can find a place to waylay him. I imagine we could travel on foot a little faster than that wagon can. Maybe catch him before he makes it to the city.
I certainly can't. I haven't gotten accustomed to these zombie legs yet, but I certainly can't chase anyone down.
And then there's the fact that big metal thing could attack as well. So it's not just him, it's both of them.
And can we see if there's more in the wagon?
And how do we know they don't have these firearms?
You don't see anybody else in the wagon from your vantage point, but you are below decks. So you don't really have a great view, kind of, you don't want to lean your whole body out of the door, like, hey, what's over there?
So, what? We got a decent look at the thing construct, for no better word.
Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah. In fact, if you want to,
I sure do.
let's see here. What would this be?
Well, so much for preparations.
It falls under,
We're prepping right now.
Yeah.
This could potentially fall under preparations.
Okay.
But let's see. This is a varied thing, so I need to look up a base creature. Sadly.
I just hope it's not nature.
It's not. It's definitely not nature. This is not natural.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right thing. This is a variant of that. Great. Okay. This is going to be crafting.
Okay. That is
and you're
a plus
11
12.
12. Interesting. Okay. So this is some kind of variant of an animated statue, you think? So it is definitely some kind of construct. But it's in the shape of an ape, maybe? Maybe you've seen this at one of the zoos in Mekatar or something, but it's a mechanical version of that. But it definitely looks like it is mostly constructed of artificial material.
I think it's most likely to attack us like the succubus statue did.
And my concern is, I'm assuming that they are waiting for this person to come back. So if we
waylay them?
Yes. I mean, that's just my concern. I mean, we would have to make sure that if we didn't stash things well, if we left any questions, then they're going to be immediately aware that something has gone wrong.
Is this cart big enough to fit 6 people inside of it? Perhaps.
Probably, but I don't know about skeletal horses and other accoutrements.
Sure.
That
Okay.
you bring with you.
Is this
Just one skeleton horse.
Is this where is this our arrival point? Like, is this where we would be debarking? the
This
ship?
dock is where you're supposed to be dropped off.
Are there any buildings here, or is it just like a dock?
It's just a dock with a dirt road heading up
Okay.
into the bluffs ahead. Yeah, there's very sparse vegetation. Yeah. It's,
And
it's very open right now. Yeah.
I'm sharing my concerns. I'll yield to the group.
So, if we overtake them, we'll have to overtake both of them. The construct will probably attack us.
I think attacking them, sallying out from below decks and attacking them on the dock may not be our best strategy, but I think we could perhaps dog them for a while, and if they do stop to rest, then maybe we can attack. Might be easier to take them alongside the road or in a narrow pass than it would be to fight them on gangplanks and on a dock, especially that large, you said ape?
Do we even have to fight them? Sander says, couldn't we just, I mean, Mert, you're great at forcing people to see your point of view at the end of a blade. Maybe you can convince them through threats of violence, not overt violence, but look,
Intimidate them?
ask them some questions and tell them they can be on our way. We just need to know a few things, whatever. And that may help us at least get a little bit better information on the lay of the land ahead of us.
I suppose we can give it a try. Yeah, I suppose we could talk to them. I guess. I'm not sure how I feel about kind of revealing ourselves so early on and letting on that there are outsiders coming. But
I can go with you, and maybe we don't need to reveal ourselves.
Amon is played like he's a head honcho of the Carter's Consortium. They work with the Carter's Consortium. Maybe if he's just an envoy with the Carter's Consortium that needs to, I don't know.
If
Something.
you two go, that also leaves Lysander and me down here as the quick.
okay,
You guys are undead, so.
that's a good point.
I'm fine to try, but what do we say?
I don't think we do it here. I think, number one, that will put Silver Skull in danger.
But it's true.
Number two, I think we let them get up the road a little bit. We find a place where we can set upon them.
Yep.
Maybe in a bend, an area where the road narrows and they have to go slower, and we don't. And then we reveal ourselves in whatever way we think is going to work best. And then either you convince them that you're with the Carter's Consortium and this is an inspection of, maybe his shipment, and you're not necessarily going to Pat-Gad, you're just checking out the ports. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, we
So-
don't exactly have to announce that we're going to Pat-Gad, even if we do come across them.
So what is our intention with this? Are we just gathering more information about Packhead? Are we trying to, confiscate something or,
A lot of the goods are being passed through Packhead to Yeled. So I suppose we could use that bit of information as leverage, right? To explain that we're looking for a particular parcel that's on its way to Yeled for inspection. And I think that I agree with Lysander that perhaps Amon, you could convince them once we find an opportune place to encounter them. You can try to learn what we can from them through deceiving them.
We could flat out lie to them and tell them that we're from the Collector and we're after the package.
Sure.
The Scargoff. I can't even
The
say
Scarecophagus, yes.
Yes, what a stupid name.
Whatever, Measure.
That's what it's called. And it's funny to read the lore of that monster because it says that it is, at the very end, they say it is a silly name because it comes from bards' songs about this creature, and that's the name that stuck
Because it's been
culturally.
long lost. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Interesting.
the going on behalf of the purchaser of the Scarecophagus isn't a bad idea, except for the fact that it's not late yet.
He wanted us to collect it now, so his team could handle it instead of it going through other
Yeah,
people.
I think we're onto something that clearly the owner knew the risks of shipping something like that, and maybe he sent a detachment to ensure it was transported safely.
But an item that large, I don't think.
With no cart.
Good point.
We don't have a cart, but
Yeah, we can't necessarily convince him that Scarecophagus got on the wagon. if it was destroyed.
Sure. And if we're looking for something small, if we're looking for something smaller, it would give us an opportunity to search through things more versus if we're looking for something large.
Great point.
Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Sounds like we should defer to your insights from the Carter's Consortium. You seem to know your stuff.
So do we have a plan?
Sounds like we do.
Okay. So you're going to wait below decks until, just to make sure I understand what's going on. You're waiting below decks until this wagon gets up the road a ways, and it's, you know, you're observing to make sure there's no other, maybe another wagon coming down for another load. That this is the only one. That once Silver Skull's crew has loaded all the appropriate material onto the wagon, signed manifest, whatever, got them on their way, you will sneak off the boat behind them, find a way maybe up the road, watching the road as you flank it, or maneuver through the badlands or the sparse vegetation, whatever it is. Find a position where you can approach them, where maybe they have a slower go of it because of the way the road is. And once you approach them, you're going to act like you're from the Carter's Consortium, and you're going to deceive them into believing that you have a reason to inspect their goods. Is that what I'm getting?
Attempt to convince them.
Well, it's interesting that you say attempt, because it will involve a dice roll. A die roll. Not multiple dice, unless you hero point it. Okay, so you guys watch the wagon kind of make its way up the dusty road, heading through the sparse kind of scrub oak and things that kind of grow along this riverbed here, and up the road into the Badlands. You kind of skirt it maybe for an hour or two, just to find that right spot in the road where it's far enough away from the docks to like not cause any problems for Silver Skull and his crew. They've most likely headed back upriver and then to find a way to turn around and get back out to sea along their route. They've done what they were supposed to do. As you flank your way along this road and you find this spot, the wagon is kind of slowed almost to a crawl to kind of get over this really kind of rutted portion of the road. Maybe there's some rocks that have fallen into the road and it's got to pick its way around it. The construct is kind of, pushing things out of the way. You make your approach. The man driving the wagon spots you coming down out of the rocks or out of the vegetation, whatever you're in, to kind of mask your approach. Boy, what are you doing here? What? And he's like looking around, panicked, realizing that there are 6 figures now kind of surrounding his wagon. Well, who are you? What do you want? I've got nothing for you here. And he kind of puts his hand on like a hilt of a blade, but just kind of sits in a seat.
I'll step forward, and I'm being unusually friendly, like you've never seen me before. And I'll say, "Good day, good sir. We're here with the Carter's Consortium. I don't mean to inconvenience you. We've got some words of, misplaced shipments. And, we strive for quality with the Carter's Consortium, and if you could please provide your manifest so that I can inspect to make sure that we didn't make any errors."
Well, this is highly irregular to have an inspection on the side of the road, mate.
I promise you there's nothing unusual. We do this multiple times every day. It's just standard practice.
What, multiple times a day? I've never had an inspection like this. Are you fucking with me right now?
It's very standard practice. If you could,
I ain't never heard nothing like this. Where's your badge? Okay, now we're gonna roll deception.
Lysander's aiding him.
Oh, okay. Let's roll the aid real quick first. Okay. Lysander will give you a +2. You are a +12 to deception.
Yes.
Do you have any other cool little tricks or bonuses, or is it just the 12? Plus the 2 Lysander has granted you.
Does previous deceptions of mass, murdering parties?
What?
Sorry.
Now you get a -2.
Oh no!
No, he's the great deceiver, remember?
Okay.
Mr.
You say
Zare,
that out loud to this guy.
What do you mean, great deceiver? You have a badge?
By the
you
way,
asked if
see
we had
your
any
badge.
special things.
By the way, multiple times across the entire nation of Geb, and not just like here. By the way, when I said like multiple times every day.
Oh, you do this all over again, do you, huh?
Not me personally. The Carter's Consortium does these very often.
Well, we'll see.
It's a quality check, if you will.
I'm gonna come up alongside Haman as well as he's making his check.
With the aid and your roll and your bonus and everything, and the -2 from Jenny. I'm kidding. I just got to give you a little grief here at the end of the. So, you have successfully convinced this person to inspect the wagon.
Yes, Patrick. Guess what?
What?
So, with my Abel Carter background, it also gives me Charming Liar.
Okay.
Your charm allows you to win over those you lie to. When you get a critical success using the lie action, it's not a critical success.
It's not, no, unfortunately.
Okay, never mind.
I like it.
But keep that in your pocket, because that may come into play the further you get along in this infiltration.
It's hard in the show when I'm like trying to pay attention and listen while also skim through.
Oh, believe me, man, I know. I have like 6 tabs open back here and notes, and yeah, it's.
I do have something that might help
I know. I feel
me
like I might have to do a
later.
big skills inventory before next week.
Yeah,
just
let's
to make sure.
take a look at what your character can do, because it'll definitely come into play,
I have something for later.
and definitely be creative with it, right? So, as you convince him, well, all right, I suppose. Let me. He hops down off the wagon, and he kind of says a command to this thing, and it's just standing there, staring ahead, waiting for him to get back on the wagon. He gets his manifest, and he's like, "This is very bizarre. I just want you to know we're supposed to have a very large crate here. I don't even see that, but we didn't get that off the ship. I don't even know what that's about, but here's my papers, and rest assured that if you're really from the Carter's Consortium, then I'm going to check this out with my boss back at Packhead. The Shroud's going to hear about this. You can believe it."
Thank you very much, good sir. I promise you this will only take a moment, and then I'll take the manifest.
Okay.
And
When you look through the manifest,
sure.
there is a list of items that are expected.
Real quick. I think that knowing Mert and
Yes.
his meticulous note-taking, I would maybe glance over it, but then hand it to Mert for study.
Okay.
Yeah, I can certainly study it with my lore accounting to kind of look it over.
Maybe copy down some notes or something, as I'll start to kind of like,
Hey, what are you doing there with that?
and I'll kind of start looking through what's physically in the wagon.
Okay. So as you're looking through the manifest, Mert, you notice there are several items that this manifest is for several alchemical supplies being sent to a Nathnelma in Yuled. The sarcophagus was also on the manifest, but it clearly is not in the shipment. You say you're going through the materials in the wagon itself?
Yes.
Okay. So you start like maybe lifting up crates, and you're looking at, and maybe you have to like pop nails. I don't know if you have like a crowbar or anything, but as you're opening these crates, there are like jars and bottles of basically mundane alchemical supplies and reagents that seem to match what Mert is calling out. Like, I don't know if you're like announcing, well, there should be so many crates of alchemical supplies, etc.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
how
I'm
you're
kind of
doing
eye for numbers thing it. Like, there should be X amount of crates. How many we got there, basically.
And everything does seem to match the manifest, with the exception of the large crate with the sarcophagus that this guy would never know about. It might have killed him. Who knows? But you have successfully done one of your preparations for the infiltration, and you have gained 1 edge point for your team.
So is there anything that gives us any information on Paghead? Like anything on the manifest or in the card? About...
Oh, I gave it to you. You will just have to see if you were paying attention
Okay.
on the playback. Because he said it.
Okay.
Did you guys catch it?
Jacob caught, pausing live roleplay. He caught, I'm going to bring this up to the Shroud. Who the Shroud is, we don't know, but it sounds like leadership. And if the hag we're looking for is part of the Shroud, perhaps we can figure out where to find them.
Well,
no. If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way.
Well,
you see, I've got to clear the rocks and all.
I'll take the manifest from Mert, thank you, sir, and I'll say, it's just as I suspected. The purchaser of the sarcophagus in Yeled was concerned about the shipment, and it turns out I was right for coming here and that it's missing. We'll just need to keep looking to track it down, and I'll hand that to him, and you can be on your way, sir. Thank you very much.
Right.
Yep. I'll just take care, and here, give me a hand, and I'll help, kind of move some of the rubble and stuff to help get the cart out of a rut as he takes off.
Oh, okay. Even with you doing that, he still seems very unfriendly to you, and kind of gives one last glance over his shoulder as the wagon continues around the bend, and you have your first piece of information. You have your first edge point. And we'll find out what you guys can do with that next time.
Oh, man.
Full-on infiltration mode in Paghead.
I'm so excited.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. You said the Shroud, and I looked at Mert like,
yeah.
And he's already
Write that down.
Yeah, I caught that out of the corner of my eye. I saw you guys get excited. And that's great. You did pick up a little nugget of information, and maybe you'll have to share that, when you get done with, maybe the tension of having to keep up this facade, and then Mert's like, hey, did you catch that he pointed out whatever? You guys can figure that out, but you do have a very solid piece of information, and that information has given you an edge point.
Yeah. And I feel like, this guy's, whatever he reports back may not cause that much alarm. That some guy from the Carter's Consortium pulled me over because there was a big missing sarcophagus from the shipment, and it was missing. So that's what they were looking for.
It does. The story does fit.
Yeah, that was good to throw that was good to add that in.
Yep.
Thanks
for cover. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys all did great. It was. I love to see all the planning, and thank you, Mike, for chiming in and giving your 2 cents to help them along, because that and aiding the role that all helped immensely. And I can't wait to really dig into this kind of play and really, it feels almost like a different game. Yeah. But still using kind of the core language that we're used to with these skill checks and things.
It really takes me back to old school choose your own adventure books, where it kind of compresses a lot of what we're used to playing out nitty gritty into okay, do this thing. If this, then go here.
Yep.
Mike says great job, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
It was a fun time. And we hope to continue to have fun with you guys out there in the audience tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern, right here on the same channel for the Soul Severy campaign. And then I'll be over on Barnabas Brushes at 5 o'clock. You can find the links below. In the meantime, don't forget to check out our website at elite-encounters.com for links to our socials and to our Patreon. We can always use the financial support to keep bringing you additional material and continue these stories and the materials we need to continue to bring you these stories. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do next time.
Maybe we got some tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm already gonna start digging through your character sheets along with you to find out what kind of direction do I think they're gonna go on me here.
I mean, I really leaned into the rogue, so
yeah,
I think that's gonna really come into play for you here for sure. Now remember that some of these objectives are going to be individual, so you may go off on your own and do a thing, or they're going to be group, so you may have to split off into teams, or maybe be one big team. It's all up to you, and we'll
gotta play on our strong suits.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. Super fun, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.
We're gonna infiltrate.
I'm excited.
That's exactly how I waved to that guy when he was going around the bend. Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Just a hateful stare of this green, and there you could see the just oozing from his pores.
Watch out for that rock.
Pale green fluid. Yeah, good job, guys.
How big is the mechanical ape in comparison to Mert?
At least 8 times the size of Mert.
8 times the size of Mert?
Well, it's a large creature.
Oh, okay.
So 8 times the mass.
I
And
got you.
you're small.
Yeah. 8 times the volume.
Yeah, 8 times the volume, not 8 times the
It's 8 Mercs.